for UFC 312. Sorry, guys. I went live. I did not even know I was going live. I was sitting here looking at things. I
Hey,
was
we're
saying,
ready. It
I
doesn't
was
matter.
saying, I was saying Mizuki with the Pookie for the first fight, and I went live, and I was like, oh, they probably heard me, but that's what I was saying. But yeah, guys, we are here for UFC 312. If you guys are here for the first time, I see two people already in here. I appreciate you guys waiting because I know it pops up as saying we're going to be going live, but appreciate you guys waiting for us. If you guys are here for the first time, like I always say, click that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the page. This is going to be UFC 312 live breakdown, guys. We're going to be getting into this whole entire card. I honestly see a lot of spots on here that I like. So I want to get here. Say a callbacks want to do what I was waiting. He said, "What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wager Zone podcast." He knows it. He watches enough of my videos to know that's how I start my videos off. But yes, guys, if you guys are here, click the thumbs up, like the video, and subscribe. And Mr. Carter, he's always here. We always break down UFC content with us. We always are here breaking it down. We do live watch alongs together. He's also a part of the Lakers post up. You guys have not gone to watch the Lakers post up, go watch that for anybody that loves the Los Angeles Lakers like we do. But yeah, guys, we're gonna get into this card. Do you want to see what's up to the people, Mr. Carter, right before we start?
What's good, everybody? We're about to get started and do some UFC breakdowns here. What card is this one again? What is
UFC
it? A paper?
312.
What? UFC 321.
Oh, I said UFC 312. I've been saying that over and over again. My bad, guys. UFC 321, Aspinall versus Gane. I don't know. I started the live. I'm discombobulated right here. So, yeah, 321, not UFC 312, but UFC 321, Aspinall versus Gane, guys. I see a lot of great fights on here. So, like I said, click that thumbs up. Helps me generate more people here. I appreciate it. Also, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell that friend, tell his girlfriend, tell that girlfriend, tell her friends, and tell that her friend, tell her boyfriend about UFC 321. All right, guys, let's get right into this breakdown. First
Oh,
fight of the night is going to be Jacqueline Amarim taking on Mizuki Ino. Guys, this one, I'm going to be on Jacqueline Amarim, and I want to say I'm actually very confident in her to win this fight, to be honest. I really do, because she's fighting a girl that hasn't fought in the UFC in 2 years. She said, he said, nice try, D. But, but yeah, he has not fought a fight in about 2 years. And if you look at her track record, she has not been active in the past 5 years. She took a 2 year layoff right now. She's going to this fight. Before her last fight she had a 3 year layoff. So it seems like in the past 5 years, this girl's only had two fights. She is very inactive in all of combat sports. Mizuki is going to come in here and actually try to grapple because she's a grappler out of Japan, and she's going to be going against Jacqueline Amarim, where Amarim is a very good grappler. Amarim is a national champion in jiu-jitsu. She's went to I think it's IMMJF, the jiu-jitsu tournament. She took first place there. She was a world champion, I think, once or maybe even twice. And if Mizuki knows going to try to go in there and grapple with her, she's not going to have a good time at all. I expect Jacqueline Amarim to use that wrestling. She fights, I believe she fights at American Top Team. Let me double check that. She's at American Top Team, and American Top Team. They have very good training camps where they teach a lot of these jiu-jitsu people how to get the fight to the floor, and that's exactly what's going to happen. She's going to take her down against a girl that's going to be easily to take down, because one thing about Ino, she doesn't have the best takedown defense because she kind of welcomes a takedown. She wants these girls to take her down so she can use their grappling, and you do not want to do that against Amarim. Amarim's going to be on top, use that top control, and I believe she's going to win this fight by submission. I'm expecting like a second round submission, wear out Ino in that first round, get on her, take her back probably in that second round, or maybe even get an armbar and lock it in. But my pick for this one is going to be Jacqueline Amarim, and I'm taking her by sub. So let's go look at these props real quick before we get into the Mr. Carter talking about this fight. Prop for this fight, or I should say the line for this fight is going to be minus 440 for Jacqueline Amarim. She's a giant favorite. Honestly, she is a giant favorite. Mizuki's a plus 330 favorite. They're going to get good dog money. I know there's a lot of people that will see women's MMA first fight of the night. They're going to be like, you know what? It's going to be Amarim to be the easy. Oh yeah, but I really believe Amarim's gonna come in here and and take her down and honestly submit her really easy. Go look at the props. Amarim by knockout to plus 550. Amarim by submission plus Amarim by submission plus 105. Amarim by decision plus 250. Mizuki by knockout plus 1800. Mizuki by submission plus 1400. Mizuki by decision plus 500. That's gonna be the only way she wins this fight. So instead of taking that plus 330 line, you might as well take that decision at plus 500 because she's not going to knock out or submit Amarim at all. But the best way I see of attacking this one is two ways. The under 2.5 is not a good play at all because Mizuki is not going to finish her. So the reason why I like under plays is when you take an under, it's because it saves you from both sides
Yeah,
because
both
you think
sides. Yeah.
someone's going to get finished. But I don't think Mizuki has a chance to finish her, so I don't like the under 2.5. The over 2.5 is at plus 105. Under 2.5 minus 135. I don't like that line. I love the submission prop by Amaran at plus 105. I think she's going to come in here and submit her probably, like I said, that second round. That's where my spot is. But the best line I like a lot is going to be Amram inside the distance, or maybe even that under 2.5. I guess you will kick the under 2.5 because it's a better line than Amram. I thought I was gonna get inside the distance at a minus 110, minus 105, but it's a minus 140. So honestly, you might as well take the under 2.5. I guess that might be a better spot for you. But the best way I see, honestly, just see attacking this fight is probably gonna be either I'm just gonna say Amarin by submission, plus 105. That's what she's gonna do. She's gonna take her back, and she's going to end up finishing her by submission. But if inside the distance, it saves you from a what's it called, a ground and pound finish, because she will be on top. Maybe she takes her back and she flags her out, and just gets a ground and pound finish. So that's why the under 2.5 might save you from that as well. So the two spots I see is Amarin by submission at a plus 105, or like I said, under 2.5, just because Mizuki's not going to finish her, but I do believe that Amarim's going to end up submitting her. But yeah, give me Amarim, maybe a parlay piece because she is honestly might be a lock for this weekend. I'm not even gonna lie. I'll let you guys know towards
I'm
the
a
end of this
heavy
video.
favorite.
Yeah, she's a heavy favorite, so she might be a good parlay piece. But I'm gonna be taking her. I think the best way of this plus money wise, the best way of attacking this fight is a submission. Amarim by submission plus 105.
I don't have too much to add on to this one. Besides, the only thing that I'll have different than you would be, um, most female fights, like women's MMA, I tend to lean towards the decisions, and with them both being ground girls, I mean, like I said, I don't. You made me realize that I know who Amarim was, but like I don't really know the other one. But I mean, kind of like he said, but her being strong, like um, she does have 9 submission wins, and all of 83% of her losses, which is all her losses, are basically by decision. So I could see her not being submitted, but being dominated for 3 rounds. Because, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, the other girl's the better girl. I could definitely see it, like, it's definitely submission or decision would be like, I mean, if they have the double chance, I always like to throw those out. Like submission or decision might be the best route for her, but I would pick decision over the submission, where but you would
Mm-hmm.
be on the submission prop on it, with the plus 105. I think plus 250 on a decision prop for a female that hasn't been submitted before, like is actually a pretty decent number, for
I
something
think
that, like you said, it everybody always kind of has that under 2.5. It kind of shows like it might lean towards it going under, but like most of the time fights women's fights go to decision, unless it's like a big gap in talent,
And honestly, that's how I see it. I do see it's a big gap in talent on the floor. Like, I understand she's never been submitted. She has 9 submission victories, and she has 0 times she's been submitted. But she's never fought a grappler, like ever in her
Yeah,
whole
like that.
entire.
No, no, I
She's
get
never,
you. it,
yeah.
ma- it makes
And
sense. I
also,
like I said, I definitely would be on her side no matter what. If she
and she
was to
hasn't got
submit
a
or
submission.
decision, I would just say decision, and you would have submission. So
Yeah, she hasn't honestly got a submission either. Because I know you said she has 9 submission victories, but she hasn't got a sub since 2016. It's been 10 years since this girl submitted anybody. So like she hasn't even been using her grappling. She had a fight with Hannah Goldie in her last fight, where Hannah Goldie is not UFC level. She beat Hannah Goldie, but if you go back to watch that fight, it was close. Like she won the fight, but it was a close fight. And then she got taken down by Amanda Lemos over and over and over again. Amanda Lemos is a decent fighter though, but Amanda Lemos literally that was in 2020. Like it's hard to. It's been so long. As like I said, she hasn't fought since 2023, and then the time before that, she didn't fight until 2020, and that was against Amanda Lemos. And then before that, she only had one fight in 2019. So she is very, very inactive, and I really believe you're not. I just don't think she's going to be able to jump into the ring against a very good grappler, where she's going to accept the grappling transitions and again, honestly, get a get out of the round, get out of the 3 rounds. I think she gets finished. Like I know you said the double chance on that Amarin by submission or decision. That line's at a minus 285. So it's it's
crazy.
it's a giant favorite because everyone thinks exactly what you said. Everyone thinks it's going to be
Yeah.
submission or decision. So minus 285 for that. It's a very high
Yeah, so
line.
if you believe that the girl doesn't give, if like you guys know, like how Callback said he thought that and now was strong. If you're on, like if you think the girl can last, I would take the
Mhm.
decision. If you feel like the girl's not gonna last, go bet the submission. So
Yeah.
believe that one.
So
But that'd be the two bets on those ones, you know.
yeah, those are probably, like you said, probably the two best spots. It's going to be either the plus 285 by decision or it's going to be the plus 105 by sub. So
By some.
those are the two spots. Next fight, guys, we're going to get into is going to be Asmat Mascom taking or Maxim taking on Mitroposo. This one, guys, I'm taking Maxim, and I'm honestly very high on Maxim as well. I think Maxim's going to win this fight by decision. I don't see him finishing Max Raposo because Max Raposo, one thing he does have is he has heart. He's one of these guys that's going to fight really hard and he has a good chin. I picked. I can we expect a baseball log for tomorrow? I'll let you know about baseball tomorrow. Of course, Dodgers are playing World Series. We got one tomorrow. But Mitch Raposo he's a guy that takes really good shots. Like he doesn't give up on himself. He fought in his last fight. I believe I picked him in his last fight as an underdog, and he almost won. He took it. I personally thought he won the fight, but I get it. People are like damage over wrestling, and I get it. I understand that thing, but he had so much control time, and I personally thought with that control time when he fought against. Let me double check who he fought. I can't remember. I did bet him as an underdog, a big underdog last time, and he went in there and won the fight. I mean, and went in there had a good fight. Oh, he fought Sumadarji. He got a split decision loss, and I personally thought he won the fight. But against Sumadarji, he went in there and fought really good. He has really good wrestling. He likes taking you down, and that's his way to victory. He wrestles. He's a very good wrestler. Has a good chin. But now he's fighting a guy in Azmat Maxim where you're not going to be able to out wrestle Maxim, especially at this level of wrestling. Like he's not a giant, great wrestler. Like he's not on the level. I want to say like a I can say like a not the skill levels are different, but I can say he's not a wrestler like kind of like a what's his name? Ricky Simone. He's not like a Ricky Simone level wrestler. He's not a Michael Chandler type wrestler. He's not one of these guys that has very elite wrestling. He's a guy that uses wrestling as his base, but he's not going to be able to take down a guy in Maxim. Maxim is a very good fighter. I don't know if I believe Maxim has had a UFC fight before. I've watched him fight in the. Let me see. Yes, that's where I know. Yes, I almost forgot. He's had 3 UFC fights. He beat Tyson Nam in a very good fight, where Tyson Nam was landing some hard shots, and Maxim was using his wrestling to get Tyson Nam down. He ended up winning that fight by split decision. He had a very good fight against Charles Johnson, where Charles Johnson was landing the shots from the outside. Maxim was missing in the wrestling. That was a very good fight, but personally, I had Charles Johnson winning that fight. The fight that makes me really high on him to win this fight against Mitch Raposo is the Tagir Ulanbekov fight. Tagir Ulanbekov has way better wrestling than Mitch Raposo does. At any time of the week, Mitch Raposo is not a better wrestler than Tagir Ulanbekov. Ulanbekov couldn't barely get Maxim down. Maxim actually
I
took
think we bet
Ulanbekov
to
down.
gear that fight, didn't we?
Yeah, I bet Tagir that fight. But
I feel
Tagir
like I did.
Tagir had my heart racing for that fight. I'm like, bro, you should be taking this guy down with ease. But Maxim stopped so many takedowns. Maxim started outstriking Tagir. Tagir got tired in those later rounds, and Maxim started picking up the pace on him. So watching that fight against Tagir Ulanbekov, now we're taking a big step down in little competition, in my opinion, against Mitch Raposo. I think Maxim wins this fight easily. Mitch Raposo is going to be takedown or bust, and he's not going to be able to take down Maxim, in my opinion. So I'm very high on Maxim this fight. But the one thing I should say, I have him by decision. Because Mr. Postal, he does have a chin, he does have a good heart, and this guy knows how to fight for your money. He's going to go out there and he's going to put everything in there. So we go look at the props. Maximum by knockout plus 350. Maximum by submission plus 400. Maximum by decision plus 100. Mitch Raposo by knockout plus 800. Mitch Raposo by submission plus 2,500 because he ain't submitting Maxim. And then Raposo by decision plus 700. This fight will go to decision, in my opinion. So I think the best ways to attack this fight, honestly, is either fight to go to decision. That prop as fight to go to decision is at a minus 155. You get a minus 155 on the fight to go to decision, which
No
I believe
winner. No
no
winner.
winner, no winner. Just
That's a
fight to
good
go to
one.
decision. seems like the best way to attack this one, just in case Mitchell Posto does get him down and it does turn into like a barn burner fight and it's very close. That looks like it might be the best
He'll
spot.
cover you
So
no matter what,
cover
yeah.
you whoever wins the fight. So I think the minus 155 fight to go to decision is probably the best way to attack this one. The other way, because I'm really high on Maxim, is the plus 100 for him to win by decision. So those seems like the top two best spots because I'm really high on Maxim this weekend. I do believe he wins this fight, but the best way to attack it is a fight to go to decision, a minus 155, just in case Raposo does get him down. He won't finish Maxim on the floor, and Maxim, honestly, in my opinion, won't finish him. So those are the two best ways to attack this card or this fight. Either actually three ways. You could put Maxim in a parlay because I'm really high on Maxim this weekend. You could take the decision victory at a plus 100, or like I said, fight to go to decision minus 155. That seems like a steal. It covers you on both sides just in case it saves you from a giant underdog. Which, like I said, Mitchell Posto's a dog. He's a guy. He look a really good kid with a good heart. He has a good chin. He's going to come forward a lot, but I like it. I like him a lot. I think Maxim's a good spot. Just like a parlay piece, like Callback said. Maxim's a good parlay piece at plus 100 to go to decision, or even a minus 155 for the fight to go to decision. Covers you on either side, whoever wins the fight.
I agree with mostly everything on this one. I really only have one thing to say about this one. It's a big difference compared to soccer, where I feel like the Kazakhstan fighters are like
Mm-hmm.
top tier. And
Mm-hmm.
like in soccer, like I always fade them in the World Cup qualifiers because like I feel like they're horrible at soccer, but it's the opposite. Like they're really good at fighting. So um yeah, so that would be my I know it has really nothing to do with the fighting aspect of it, but I definitely would be uh I'm real high on backing those Kazakhstan fighters. I feel like
Yeah.
they really fight hard. Like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like Hazmat or
Oh,
and
Shavkat.
Shavkat like it's just and there's a few other ones as well that you see they rock the flag and stuff as well, and it's just they always, like you said, they have a different level to them when it comes to fighting. Like it's just I usually would want my money on that side, and it seems like he's a heavy favorite for a reason as
Yeah.
well. Um, I'm not too big on the other dude, but I think my favorite bet would be the one that you said, which would be the fight to go the distance at minus 155 on that one. So
Yeah, I think that's the best way to
Borat, yeah.
attack it. This is Borat. So lock Maxim. Yeah, Maxim is a good spot. I think he's a good parlay piece this weekend. I honestly think I like. I think I don't know. I'll see. I think I like them equally. Maxim and Amarim. You might want to just to start the card off. Remember how I like doing this. You take Amarim and you parlay it with Maxim, or if you want to get greedy, Amarim at a plus 105 by submission and parlay that with Maxim by decision. You get a plus 100 parlay with a plus 105. That's going to come out to like a plus 300, plus 350 area. That might be a good two-leg parlay. Amarim to get submission and Maxim to get a decision. That might be a good spot, honestly, but I do like both of those for the first fight of the night. Now, guys, two low-level heavyweights, the fights that I love, because someone's usually going to get slept or something's crazy is going to happen in the fight, and especially with this guy fighting. Chris Barnett taking on Hamdi Abdullah Wahab. Hamdi is is a guy that honestly, he's a giant favorite. I want to go look at the line real quick. Hamdi is a minus 400, I believe. Let me double check that. I believe he is. Hamdi is a minus 500. So more money's even coming on him. I think Abdul Wahab minus 500. He's a giant favorite. But the way I'm going, honestly, guys, I'm taking Chris Barnett. I think Chris Barnett's going to end up knocking this guy out. I want to say in the second round. I think that Abdullah Wahab, he's more of a guy that I can't trust, especially at a minus 500 favorite. He went out there and he looked horrible in his last fight. I can't remember. I don't know if it was his last fight he lost, but it was the fight before that. Yeah, he went out there and he fought against Muhammad Usman. And anybody that goes and loses to Muhammad Usman, I'm literally sitting there and thinking like you're not good at all. So. And then if you go look at the people he's beat Jamal Pose, and Jamal Pose is not a good fighter, guys. I'm not even lying. You guys remember Jamal Pose? He dropped from the UFC now, but Jamal Pose is not good, and he barely beat him by a split decision. Like he barely can beat Jamal Pose by split decision. Then he went in there and then he went out there and had a no contest against Dontel Mays because he got caught with PEDs against Dontel Mays. So he got that fight overturned. He didn't even get a win on that one. So I can't trust this guy at all, especially at a minus 500. But I can talk about how I think the fight's gonna go. Muhammad Abdullah Wahab, what he's gonna have to do is he's gonna have to take him down. He's gonna have to take Chris Barnett down, which is very. It might actually happen. I guess I can see it. I can see him taking him down. But the one thing I can see him doing is taking Chris Barnett down in that first round, which I do believe that's what's gonna happen. Then Hamdy's gonna get tired, like he always does. No gas tank at all. He's very heavy. He swings heavy. Every shot he throws in, that's not very technical at all. He throws heavy with every shot. And then when he shoots a takedown, he puts a whole bunch of power into it. Then he just holds you down, and he sits there and just tries to use all his weight and use all his strength to hold you down. And what's gonna happen is that he might gas out. So there's no way I want to take a minus 500 with a guy that's gonna get tired after one round. And Chris Barnett, Chris Barnett, I'll put it this way. If Chris Barnett did not tear his Achilles, because there's the one thing Chris Barnett came back in his last fight, and he looked very bad because he came back way too fast from that Achilles injury. I faded him big time in his last fight. Who did he fight? I forgot. He fought Kennedy and Jukuwani. He went out there and he fought him. And Kennedy went out there and did exactly what I thought he was going to do. A guy that's coming off of an
Yeah, we
Achilles,
both had Kennedy in that fight.
yeah, he's coming off an Achilles tear, coming back way too early. You should at least take a year off. He came back like in
I
7 or
think he
8 months.
beats him even regularly, to be
Yeah,
honest.
and then Barnett. I mean, then Barnett got his leg kicked in. Kennedy said, "You know what? You're coming off an Achilles injury, way too early. I'm gonna kick that calf." He kicked that calf, and then Chris Barnett could not stand anymore. It was very sad. I felt really bad for Chris Barnett in that fight because I like Chris Barnett. He's a fan favorite by all of us. He's this giant, big old dude that be throwing spinning kicks and backflips and landing on his butt and looking at you like this, like laying there and just like whoop. But this fight, like I said, it's dog or pass for me. I'm probably not gonna put too much money on Barnett, but I'm not taking Hamdi Al Dahab at a minus 500. I just cannot do it. So this one is dog or pass. And honestly, there's not even props you should even take in this fight. To be honest, the best way attacking this fight, to my opinion, because dog or pass, is take either that plus 360 on Chris Barnett, or just stay away from the fight. Like that's probably the best ways I stay away, because the over 2.5 to plus 110, the under 2.5 to minus 145. I don't like that because I do believe they can finish each other. Don't get me wrong. I do believe they can finish each other, but I also can see them both gassing out and standing there hugging each other like until the decision. So I don't I don't like the over unders. I don't like any props in this one, to be honest. And also I think it's dog or pass. I'm just gonna say that Chris Barnett at the money line are just pass on each other.
I honestly don't like what Callback said. I don't think Chris Barnett is the better fighter. Um, I don't think he's the better fighter 90% of the time he fights. Um, Me being the dude that bets, like, I always fade the super
Right back.
old dudes. The one person that you want to take, though, at a dog is Chris Barnett. Like me and the Wager Zone have said it on most of his fights, and we were real big on Chris Barnett. Is just he always is that person that you bet on as an underdog because he is gonna make the fight dirty. He's gonna try to knock the person out, and he's really flashy. And as a dog, he does really good. But like when he won some fights and then started getting favorited against some people and was having these matchups, we faded him because he's not the person to bet as a favorite. He's definitely um the person to bet on as a dog, you know? So it's like with him being a plus 300 or whatever, it's honestly the best spot to bet Chris Barnett. Like those are the spots you do bet the dude because that's the ones that those are the fights he has won, you know?
Yeah.
When it's the ones that he is
Tell me about it.
picked
I had Jake Collier in that one fight we were watching a while back, and Jake Collier was putting it on him, and then he gets slept.
Yeah, but you remember like him coming up, we would bet on him in in the dog spots just
Yeah.
because he was like the underdog king, you know?
Hmm.
And it's like that's just what I feel like when it comes to this fight. Like it's just I don't think he's going to like to be 100% honest, I think if you bet Chris Barnett, you're probably going to be sweating to be honest. Like
Yeah.
that's like I honestly think the other dude is going to look really good,
For that first
but
round.
first round and maybe half the second. I think it could be the whole 3 rounds, to be honest. I just think at some point, Chris Barnett is gonna do what he does best and hit you with some flashy, wild knockout shit.
Yeah,
Like,
spinning kick you don't even see coming.
yeah, just something crazy, and I could just see him losing every round until that point too. So,
Yeah, so it's not a confident spot at all. It's either you
no.
take a small shot on that plus 360 by Barnett, like I said, if you have to have money on every fight, like if you're one of those people, sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I want a little bit of sprinkle on every single fight, so I have something to watch the fight for. Really, I'm an MMA fan. Either way, I'm going to sit there and watch the fight and have a good time, even if I don't have money on it. But there are some people that are like, you know what, I need to have a little bit of something on every fight, so like it makes me a little bit more interested. The best way to do it, like I said, is either take the underdog spot, is dog or pass, plus 360 degree Chris Barnett. That's going to be my pick. If I had to pick how he does it, I'm going to say Chris Barnett knocks him out. And probably say that second or third round, Chris Barnett lands something crazy and knocks him out because Hamdy's just going to be sucking air after that first round, most likely. And he's going to be so tired. So I can see him getting knocked out. So Chris Barnett's the pick for this one. Next fight, guys, a very good fight, a very close fight in my opinion, but I feel like I have a good read on this one because I like both these guys a lot. Nathaniel Wood taking on Jose Delgado in the next fight, guys. This is going to be a very good fight. I'm going to tell you guys right now, both these guys are very good strikers. Both these guys are guys that's fought in good competition and they're very good. But guys, this one, I'm taking Jose Delgado. I think I'm taking Jose Delgado, and I think he's going to do it by knockout. Nathaniel Wood hasn't been knocked out, I think, in like over 10 fights. Maybe like I think he's only been knocked out once in his whole entire career. But Jose Delgado has made me a giant believer. Like I like this guy a lot. I went in there and I took him. I took him against we'll watch this back. All right, Michael. I'll see you next time. But yeah, I'm taking Jose Delgado. I think Jose Delgado is gonna knock him out. I like Daniel Wood a lot, but I just see Nathaniel Wood just eventually looking good until he doesn't. Then I think Jose Delgado ends up putting on him. Jose fought against a guy in last fight. I can't remember his name. Let me double check. Try to remember his name real quick. He fought against a Hyder Emil. He fought Hyder Emil, and me and Mr. Carter were on here doing a breakdown for that fight. And the one thing I said is, I was like, I don't think anybody's gonna get finished. I was like, Hyder Emil's got a great chin. Jose Delgado's got a great chin. I think they're both gonna be going there. They're both gonna be landing their shots, but they're not gonna get finished. And Jose Delgado finished Hyder Emil in that first round, and I was just like, whoa! I had money on Delgado, but Delgado ended up looking so good against Hyder Emil. Like I personally had money on Delgado. I picked Delgado against Hyder Emil. But the one thing me and Mr. Carter were doing a breakdown on that, like I said, is that I came in here and I said nobody's going to get finished because I thought Hyder Emil had the chin, which he always does have the chin. He's a dog. Same thing with Delgado. Delgado's a very talented fighter, but he has a chin. He could take a shot. And Delgado just put away Hyder Emil in that first round. And it was just like, whoa, he made me really into a giant believer. So this one, I'm thinking Jose Delgado to beat Nathaniel Wood. I think he knocks out Nathaniel Wood. To me, if you have the power to knock out Hyder Emil, you have the power to knock out Nathaniel Wood. And I think the striking is going to go back and forth. I think they're both going to land shots, but it depends who's going to land harder. And I believe that's going to be Jose Delgado. So if we look at the props for this one, guys, the under 2.5 is a minus 120. Over 2.5 is a plus 110. So almost a pick 'em, but the under 2.5 seems like a little bit of a favorite. Jose Delgado is a minus 145. Wood is a plus 125. Nathaniel Wood by knockout plus 775. Nathaniel Wood by submission plus 1100. Nathaniel Wood by decision plus 225. If you think Nathaniel Wood's going to win this fight, that's the way to attack it because I do not think he knocks out Jose Delgado. Jose Delgado, I watched him for a while. This dude has a chin. He can take a shot. Every fight's a dog fight. I don't believe he gets knocked out at all. So plus 225. If you're on the Nathaniel Wood side, that's the best way to attack it. But if you're on the side for Jose Delgado for knockouts a plus 185. Him by decisions a plus 375. So it seems like the knockout, a lot of people are placing their monies on that. A lot of people would believe that he's gonna be able to knock on Nathaniel Wood just like I do. But let's see the double chance on this real quick. That's probably the best way to attack this fight. Either take the money line or take Delgado by knockout or decision. Delgado by knockout or decisions, a minus 110. You get a better line than a minus 145. If you like those close to even money plays, is probably the best way to attack this. So yeah, I think he knocks them out, but I think the best way is to attack this fight. Either take Jose Delgado on the money line or take Jose Delgado by knockout or decision at minus 110. But if you are on The Wood side, that plus 225 is the best way to attack it by decision because, in my opinion, he will not knock out Delgado.
So your official pick, I know I missed some of it, but was for
Delgado, man,
Delgado. Yeah.
Delgado and Delgado by knockout. That's my pick.
You know me, I'm sometimes I just like to kind of ask you a couple things just to get a read on it a little better. Um, is Delgado like? Because I do remember him fighting that Emil fight. I believe I do remember that one.
Yeah.
But does Delgado have good takedown defense?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Like, is
He's never been submitted. He has 4 submissions. He has 6 knockouts.
yeah.
He has 1 loss, and that 1 loss came to Chris Makate in 2023. But that was a fight where he did get taken down in 2023. I watched that fight. Chris Makate took him down over and over again, and it was a close fight. But Chris Makate won the fight by decision. But that's in 2023, and Chris Makate is a very, very good wrestler. He fights in LFA right now, and Chris Makate has very good takedowns. Very good wrestler, and but that's in 2023. And he fights with the MMA lab, so you know they're constantly working on his takedown defense.
It's just I do kind of agree with you with the Delgado thing where like with him testing his chin. Um, I don't know what just what in my heart or what in my brain is just telling me like and I do agree with you, right? It would be by decision if you're gonna take it, you know. But for some reason I think I am when my official pick is gonna be the other side, like you said,
Nathaniel Wood.
Nathaniel Wood, but by decision. Just I don't know what it is. I just feel like he's gonna be able to grind him out, you know. I mean, I feel like Morgan Cherie, we were real high on too, you know, and it's just like he's fought really good people, and I've been high on we both have been high on Nathaniel Wood.
Hmm.
It's just like you said, his chin can be a little testy, and sometimes he doesn't do enough, but like it makes it look closer than it should in fights, and I feel like this is not a step down in competition, but like just not the level of some of the people he has fought, right? Where I mean, you know I always say this, right? Where it's like you're not that level until you are that level. So it's like this if he beats Nathaniel Wood, he's that level and he's up in
Hmm.
that echelon of fighters, but it's still he still has to prove that. Like I still think arguably Nathaniel Wood is a better fighter than Hyder Emil.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So
But
it's
Hyder is
like
more of a dog.
yeah, for sure, but it's a step up in competition to me. You get what I mean? Where it's
Yeah.
like, so that's probably why I'd be on the Nathaniel Woods side, but not confident at all. The way I would take it is just like how you said, either maybe a double chance again would be, or two different ones would be Delgado by KO or Wood by decision. So
Yeah. I think that's like probably the best. That's how I see it happening. I think either honestly, I don't know. I can see Delgado winning a decision as well. Because the one thing I can say about the Morgan Charrier fight is, you know me, I like Morgan Charrier a lot. I
mhm.
think he has all the talent in the world, but the one thing he does not do is he doesn't throw enough. He does. He just stands there
Yeah,
and he
and
doesn't
Delgado
throw.
does.
And
Delgado
Delgado
does.
does throw.
No, no,
That's
and
the
I get it,
that's
and
what's
that's why I
gonna.
said it is hard because um, Nathaniel Wood tends to be in really close fights. So
Yeah,
if he does get knocked down by Delgado, but does, I could still see Delgado winning a decision as well.
yeah,
So there is more routes to victory for Delgado. I feel like because I don't feel like Nathaniel Wood submits or knocks him out. You know, I feel like his only route to victory is decision. So I would see why you would lean Delgado, you know?
yeah. More methods, more ways of victory, and also if even if Delgado wants to try to take him down, I think he will be able to as well. He has 4 submissions
Okay.
on his career, so it seems like he does have some grappling as well. But
Sounds like a good fight, to be honest.
it is. It's a very good
It does
fight,
sound
very
like a
close.
very interesting fight.
The best way to attack it, like I said, in my opinion, is I know you're on wood, so the
That'd
best way to
just be my
attack it.
official pick,
Yeah,
you know?
so on the wood side, if you're on the wood side, the best way to attack that is going to be wood by decision plus 225. But personally, I'm going to be on the Delgado side where I'm going to have my money at is Delgado by knockout or decision at a -110. You get a good spot on that. So give me Jose Delgado. Personally, I think he knocks them out. But if it goes to decision, I do believe he can pull it off
In
as
my
well.
PRP, I will be putting Delgado because I tend to stick with like the picks where when we're
Hmm.
close on them like that. I tend to go with what you do to do the long shot one. But like if I'm betting on the straight fight itself, I'll probably sprinkle a little something on Wood by
Yeah.
decision. Just
Yeah.
because that's my official pick.
Now, guys, the next fight, another heavyweight fight. It's going to be Louis Sutherland taking on Walter Walker in Louis Sutherland's UFC debut. This one, guys, I'm taking Walter Walker, and I think Walter Walker wins this fight easily. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm very high on Walter. Louis Sutherland is very strong, and he's a big heavyweight. He was supposed to make his debut against Justin Tafa, and you guys know Tafa's not that good. Tafa's very low level, and personally, I was gonna be taking Justin Tafa in that fight. I thought Tafa was gonna be able to knock him out, but that fight got canceled, and Tafa ended up with the injury. Now I think he's dropped from the UFC. But Walter
And
Walker.
Walker's better than Top.
Yeah, and Walker was supposed to be coming in there to fight Muhammad Usman. He was supposed to fight Muhammad Usman, and I was taking Walter Walker by submission in that one. I thought he was going to end up submitting Usman. Usman end up getting caught with steroids, and he's suspended now. So yeah, that both these guys have got both their fights canceled. But Walter Walker is a spot for me. I think Walter takes him down and submits him. But even if Walter Walker doesn't want to submit him, what Walter Walker has been doing recently is he gets you up against a fence, he pushes you up against a fence, and then he drops with that heel hook. And he's so strong that heel hook locks in so fast and he torques on it, and you tap really fast, or even a verbal tap, like you start screaming because it hurts so bad. But this fight, I can see Walter Walker if he wants to be smart because he can drop to a heel hook and win this fight, which I do believe he's going to do. I'm picking him to win by submission. That's what I'm doing. My official pick is Walter Walker by sub. But Walter Walker could also win decision victory as well. If he wants to be smart, he can go in here and take Louis Sutherland down 3 rounds in a row, hold top control, and end up winning this fight. He can do that as well. Louis Sutherland, the craziest thing, I don't want to say this guy was on roids, but I have a feeling he was. If you guys go look at the typology picture, this guy is like strapped up to his neck,
He
like no
looks
neck
like
at
what's
all.
his name? That dude. Oh, the mountain dude, or what is his name? The big dude.
I know you're talking about the strong man, the mount. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know you're
that's
talking
that
about.
big
Yeah,
dude that there ever he's like a big so he looks just like it in
yeah,
this
bro.
picture.
He is humongous. As in, if you look at his traps, but that picture was pre UFC when he was fighting in these organizations that don't really test for his stuff. He was fighting the organizations that don't really test you. If you watch his weigh in against Justin Toffa, because he did weigh in this fight, when the weigh-ins come in, the weigh-ins are probably going to be on. I'm not gonna lie, guys. The weigh-ins are probably going to be on in the next like 2 hours. So pay attention to the weigh-ins where he does not look that big anymore. Like he has dropped a lot of his muscle. He doesn't look that big. So I have a feeling this guy was on roids like before he came to the UFC. And now Walter Walker is going into this fight where Walter is pissed off. Walter was planning on beating Muhammad Usman, and he went into the weigh-ins. He made weight, and he's sitting there. And he looked at Muhammad Usman like, "You're running from me. You're a bitch." Basically, he was pissed off, and now I feel like Walter's going to come in here and what Louis Sutherland is really bad. I don't see. Well, I guess the only way Louis Sutherland wins this fight is by knockout with something hard. But I don't think he's going to be able to even have a chance to knock out Walter because he's going to be taken down over and over again. The one thing Louis Sutherland does have on his record, I believe, before I say it, I want to double check because I think this is right, is that I don't believe Louis Sutherland has 3 losses in his career, but I don't believe he's ever been submitted before. I can double check. Yeah, he's never lost a fight by submission. He's lost all 3 fights by decision. And if you guys go watch those fights, he has lost all 3 of them. It's because he got taken down. He has no takedown defense. He's one of these giant. He's one of these giant Scottish boxers that like to just swing heavy. And all the other fights he has been taken down his losses, but he's never fought a grappler that is as good as Walter Walker. And honestly, I think Walter Walker wins by submission. So that's going to be my official pick. Walter Walker, I'm very high on him this weekend. And I do believe he gets this fight done by submission. Heel hook again, most likely. He's going to drop to that heel hook, push him against the fence, drop to that heel hook, and end up submitting him. So if we go to the props, Walter Walker by submission plus 130. Walter Walker by decision plus 250. Louis Sutherland by knockout plus 550. So Those are the three ways I see this fight going. Walter either submits him, or Walter takes him down all 3 rounds and ends up winning a decision victory, like a really easy one. Or Louis Sutherland just lands a wild shot and knocks out Walter, which I doubt is going to happen, honestly. The over 1.5 is a -145. The under 1.5 is a +110. Um, Double chance Walter Walker by submission or decision is it -225. So it seems like a lot of people are on that. It's a -225, so it's kind of high, but that's how I do see this fight going. But personally, the best way to attack this fight is parlaying Walter Walker, because I think Walter is just way better than him everywhere. Like, I think even Walter can maybe even land some strikes up top, but just may need to mix in the takedowns. But I
What
see
was him
Walter
by inside the distance?
Walter Walker inside the distance is a Walter Walker inside the distance -150. So it's -150 for him to win inside the distance. But personally, I don't know if he's gonna knock him out. One thing about Walter, he's always searching for submissions. Walter could knock him out on the floor, ground and pound. That's probably another way he can do it. But
He's
the
just
but,
super aggressive, you know,
mhm.
like he always seems like he's searching for the finish. And so I mean, obviously you guys know my pick now, but it's just I'm definitely on the same side as you on that one, you know. I think the same thing as you. I just think that like you said, the thing I like about Walker is that he is very talented and he uses it the right way, right?
Mhm.
So it's like if the other dude's been taken down like that, this fight's gonna be quick, bro. Like
Yeah.
it should be first round. Walker should be able to finish this dude, to be honest. Like as I said, to be honest, I think with him, either a really good parlay piece. If I'd probably parlay him and do this, you know, just because like if for some reason he does win a decision, like you said, you got him in your parlay. But he'd be one of my first legs of like a real confident parlay,
Same. Same. He's gonna be in
and
my
then
locking today for sure.
and then I would bet the inside the distance at the -150 as well. I would, because I really do think he beats him pretty easily.
Yeah, he should. He should come in here. Like I said, he should submit this guy. If he's out here submitting Kennedy and Jukwani by heel hook, he's gonna get Louis Sutherland by heel hook. I swear that's what he's gonna do. Like I wish I could literally bet by certain submissions. Because some books you can do that. You can pick rear naked choke. You can pick armbar. You can
They
pick
have
exact.
bout specials sometimes on ours,
Yeah,
more close to the fight. Like when it gets like right up near it, just go look and sometimes go all the way down and you'll see bout specials. Well, they'll have them.
yeah, because heel hook, it's on the board. It's really on the board for that heel hook. So give me Walter Walker. Like I said, the best way to attack this fight is either add him to a parlay, a very confident parlay, because Walter will win this fight, or take him by submission at a +130. Those are the two best spots I see it. Now, guys, next fight, another very close fight, very good fight in my opinion. Matheus Rebecki taking on Ludovic Klein. This one, guys, I'm, I honestly, am tell you guys right now, I feel like I always feel like I have a good read on both these guys, but then as soon as I go in there and make the bet, it's like I get every single fight that these guys ever fight wrong. Besides the last fight Ludovic Klein had, I was very big on Gamrot, and he went out there and he lost to Gamrot. I did not understand why the odds were so close. I was like, Gamrot's gonna whoop him, and Gamrot went in there and whooped him. But now he's going in there against the guy in Rebecki, where Rebecki went out there and lost to Chris Duncan. And I was very high on Rebecki that fight. I thought Rebecki was gonna knock out Chris Duncan. I was very high on him. But then Chris Duncan, for some reason, that usually doesn't have a chin. He had a chin for this fight. He decided, like, you know what? I'm just gonna bite down. I'm gonna have a chin against Rebecki, and I'm gonna win this fight. But now he's fighting a guy in Ludovic Klein, where I think Rebecki's going to try to use his wrestling, because he's not going to be able to outstrike Ludovic Klein, in my opinion. Ludovic Klein's a very good technical striker. He's went out there and outstruck Ignacio Bahamundes, and he's went out there and beat Bahamundes in a good striking battle. And one thing about Klein, Klein has an 83% takedown defense in the UFC. He's fought a lot of good people, and he has an 83% takedown defense. And the reason, excuse me, and the reason why it came down so much, he had like a 92, 93%, but then Gamrot, which Gamrot's probably one of the best wrestlers in the UFC, took him down. So it came down a little bit, but Mateus Rebecki's not on that wrestling pedigree that Ludovic that Gamrot's on. And I do believe this is going to be a striking battle. And if it's going to be strike for strike between Ludovic Klein and Rebecki, I'm taking Ludwig Klein. I think Ludwig Klein wins this fight. I'm going to say by decision because one thing Rebecca does have is Rebecca does have a chin, and I think Rebecca's going to be able to take those shots. And Ludwig Klein is just going to out technical him, land some shots on the outside, and end up winning this fight. I'm going to say by decision. Personally, I think the best way to attack this fight is either two ways. Either you take because the odds are Ludwig Klein minus 133, Rebecca plus 112, over 2.5 minus 135, under 2.5 plus 105. Ludovic Klein by knockout plus 250. Ludovic Klein by decision plus 200. Rebecca by decision plus 350. Rebecca by knockout at plus 450. Rebecca by submission is a plus 650. Those are all the odds for the props. But the best way I see this fight going personally is going to be Ludovic Klein either on the money line, just take him straight on the money line to win this fight. Probably he's already at a minus 133. There's no reason why to even try to chase anything plus money if you that might be the best bet of the night. Or personally, if you guys like high plus money, Ludovic Klein by decision at a plus 200. I don't think he finishes Rebecca. Rebecca has a good chin. Rebecca take a shot, and Ludovic Klein technically he doesn't really knock people as much out as anymore as he used to. So I do believe he's not going to have the power to knock out Rebecca. I think Rebecca's going to take those shots. Another spot I like a lot is the fight to go to decision because I think both these guys have a good chin. I think both these guys are going to make a barn burner of a fight. Both of them are going to land their shots. But the fight to go to decision is a minus 105. So that you're almost getting plus money on a fight to go to decision between two guys that have a chin. I can't remember let me see if these guys have gotten finished before. Rebecca has had 3 losses. He's been knocked out twice. He got knocked out by Diego Ferreira, but that was the ground and pound finish. So Ludwig Klein is not going to take you down and try to ground and pound you. And he got knocked out one time, and that was back in 2014 when he was still 3-0. So besides that ground and pound finish, where it was more of a TKO because he got taken down and he couldn't get back up. Besides that one finish, he's never been knocked out. And like I said, over 10 years, Ludwig Klein has 5 losses. He's been knocked out one time in his career, and that was back in can't even find it. That was back in 2017. So both these guys have not been knocked out in over basically damn near 10 years, both of them. So this fight's going to go to decision, in my opinion, because both these guys, they're not going to submit each other. And it's going to be Rebecca trying to shoot for those takedowns or Ludovic Klein trying to land some strikes on the outside. So best way to attack this fight, in my opinion, is either taking Ludovic Klein on the money line, Ludovic Klein by decision, plus 200. Actually, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. With how close this fight is, in my opinion, Ludovic Klein by decision is probably the only way you take that bet is decision to plus 200 because this fight's so close. You might as well have a high plus money on it or Rebecca at a plus 350 at an underdog price. But the best bet, in my opinion, is fight to go to decision. Minus 105, you're getting even money on a fight that both these guys haven't been knocked out in damn near 10 years. They both have a chin, and it's going to be a good fight. So that's my best bet for this fight. I'm going to be on Ludovic Klein. I'm going to be on Ludovic Klein by decision. That's my pick. But the best bet is going to be Ludovic Klein. Oh no, it's going to be the fight to go to decision at a minus 105.
And see, I was on the opposite side, so I actually do like that bet a lot. The when you
Mm-hmm.
said the fight to go to the distance, because it does cover me on the Klein side just in case, too. Um, but I'm not super heavy. It was like that last one we were kind of talking about with Nathaniel Wood and stuff, where it's like my official pick is going to be Rebecca. Am I high on him? Am I like, yeah, go put all your money on this at a plus?
Yeah.
No, But I just like the way Rebecca fights. Like, I'm a fan of the dude. One thing that I don't like about him is that he does get cut pretty easily, which
He swells
can
up fast too.
and so it does tend to show a lot of damage in a fight, but he's just a dog, bro. He
Mm-hmm.
walks forward, and Klein is somebody that doesn't tend to do the best under a lot of pressure. He's a more technical dude. So, I'm my pick would be Rebecca because I think he's gonna press the pace. He's gonna, like you said, I think he's gonna mix it in, right? I think he's gonna hit him, take down, I think he'll mix it in a lot. Maybe he's not gonna be able to keep Klein down, I feel like you said, but I feel like it's gonna lean the decision more towards his way when it's gonna be such a close fight when he's getting
Hmm.
takedowns mixed in and stuff like that. So that's why I would lean Rebecca, but not super confident in it. I think the best way to approach this fight is not bet either of them and just bet the fight to go to distance and just pray that both these guys last. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like it's such a close fight. The best way to attack this one is going to be the fight to go to decision because these guys are both dogs. These guys both have a good chin, and I think it's going to be a good
yeah,
fight.
you
It's going
said
to be
you
a good
could see
fight.
either one winning,
Yeah.
side winning too. So
And now,
or if
guys,
you're a real risky better, go bet whichever one by decision. Like with
yeah,
me, if I'm a
plus
risky
200, plus
super, yeah,
325.
I bet the Rebecca side by decision. He'd bet the what's it called by decision. But I try to play it smart and I'll take risk bets on certain things and certain spots or whatever. But this is not one of those spots that I am confident in to take a risky bet. So it's
Yeah.
like I'll just stick with the safe -105 where it covers you and. Um, I'm surprised the line's at that, to be honest. So
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was gonna. I thought personally with the guys, two guys that haven't been finished in so long, I'm expecting a line like a -180, minus
I
two
wonder
hundred.
if who's the favorite.
Ludwig Klein's a minus 133.
They must think he's gonna finish him for some
That's where
reason, but
people the over 2.5 set at a -135 though. So it's like it seems like the favorite.
it's just that's weird that they had
Yeah,
that line at that when everything else is set the opposite almost. So
yeah. So I feel like that's kind of a steal. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel like that is a kind of a steal. That might be my lock of the day play. We'll see exactly when I get there. I will think about it a little more because I don't see
there's
any of these
probably
guys getting
better
finished.
spots to take than that for sure, because
Yeah.
you know.
So now the next fight is going to be a fight that this one kind of scares me. I'll tell you right now because I do watch other people's prediction videos. That's one thing because before I started the Wager Zone, guys, I would go out there and I would watch other people's videos, and that's what I was doing. I was like, hey, I was like, Mr. Carter used to do the same exact thing.
Hmm.
And then one day we were sitting there, and Mr. Carter was like, we could do this. Like we have good picks as well. We have good picks across the whole board, so like we could do this. Then I started the Wager Zone, started doing it myself and everything. Mr. Carter comes in here, breaks down cards with me as well. But the reason why this scares me for some reason, like I'm gonna go with myself. I do watch other people's predictions videos, but I see a lot of people on Jung Young Park this week. I see a lot of people thinking he's a good dog pick, but personally, I don't. I think Ikram Alascarov's gonna finish him. I think he knocks him out in that first round, or he even takes him down and submits him. I know one thing about Jung Young Park. He's the Iron Turtle. This guy has a chin. This guy can take a punch. This guy's a dog. He's gonna fight for your money. He has a good gas tank. But I think Alex Garov is just way better than him personally. I think Alex Garov, the last time Jung Young Park's been knocked out is because he fought the one guy that has very good power, and that's in Gregory Rodriguez, where Robocop does have a very good power. And Alex Garov hits maybe even harder than Robocop, honestly. And I do believe this fight is going to go Alex Garov's way. I'm very high on Alex Garov personally. I'm honestly going to be parlaying Alice Garoff and Maxim together. That's probably going to be one of my spots, or maybe even Alice Garoff with Amarim. I think that I'm going to find a spot with that because I really am high on him. I think he ends up knocking out. I think he ends up knocking Park out. Park has really good boxing. Park has decent takedown defense, but one thing about Alice Garoff has won so many fights, and the only two people he's ever lost to is he lost to Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker landed a nasty uppercut and put him away, but that's Robert Whitaker, dude. Personally, I thought Robert Whitaker beat De Ritter, and I thought Robert Whitaker was still a top 5 fighter in the UFC right now. Other fight he lost to where he got knocked out with the uppercut as well. Seems like this uppercut, he doesn't know how to block it, but Hamzat Chimaev. Hamzat Chimaev knocked him out before they got to the UFC. So those are the two losses he has on his record. Robert Whitaker, Hamzat Chimaev. I was on Robert Whitaker against him because I like Alaskarov, but as soon as they put him against Robert Whitaker, I was like, this is a little bit too much too early for him. And I knew Robert was going to finish him. That's just one of my picks I was on. But now going against Jung Young Park, I just don't believe Jung Young Park has the talent to beat him. I don't think he has the takedown defense to stop his takedowns. I don't believe he is going to be able to have the chin to withstand the power shots that's going to be coming his way. So I'm taking Alice Garoff, and I do believe he gets it by knockout. Alice Garoff's a -245. Park is a +205. Over 2.5 is a -110. Under 2.5 is a -120. Alice Garoff by knockout is a +230. Alice Garoff by submission +500. Askarov by decision +200, Park by knockout +750, Park by submission +750, and Park by decision is a plus 450. I can say this right now: if you think Park's gonna win this fight, you go take that plus 450 price tag because that's the way Park wins this fight. He's not going to knock out Alaskarov, in my opinion. He's not going to submit Alaskarov. And if he makes this fight close enough, where I've seen some people on it, but I just don't believe it, he's going to win this fight by decision. That's the only spot I see it. If you're an Alaskarov, in my opinion, I think he's a good parlay piece. I think the parlay piece is a good spot. And if you think he wins by knockout like I do, plus 230, but he is going against the Iron Turtle. I mean, this guy has a chin. Park, he tends to take shots pretty well. Besides the one guy in Gregory Rodriguez that put him away, plus 200 by Alaskarov looks good too. Um, if you go and you take the double chance on that, if you see the double chance on him by knockout or decision, because I don't think he's going to be able to submit Park. Let me double check if Park's ever been submitted. I don't think he has been, to be honest. Let me check real quick. Park has 6 losses in his UFC career. He's been submitted twice. Okay, has he been submitted in the UFC? Okay, he's not going to get submitted. You know why? Because he fought a guy in Andre Muniz, but Andre Muniz is jiu-jitsu's legit, and if Andre Muniz can submit him, then Alaskarov not going to submit him, in my opinion. He lost by the last time he lost by submission. It was in 2019 against Fluffy Hernandez, and Fluffy probably took him down over and over again, gassed him out, and got an anaconda. Before that, he was submitted by a rear naked choke against Shavkat. Shavkat submitted him back in 2016 before Shavkat was in the UFC. So I do believe it's going to end up going to decision. I'm not gonna lie. Decision. I do believe he's not gonna be able to submit him. I think it's gonna be a knockout victory. So I think the best way to attack this fight is gonna be the double chance. Let me see what that is set at. Double chance is set at a. Let me see. Double chance by Alaskarov. Let me find it. It's knockout or decision, a minus 140. So that might be the best way to attack this fight. Alaskarov by knockout or decision. It's a minus 140. It drops that price tag down from minus 245. But personally, I'm going to be putting Alaskarov in a parlay with probably one of my lock of the day plays. I usually have about 2 or 3 lock of the day plays for the UFC. I think Alaskarov is going to be a part of one of those. I'll exactly tell you guys probably towards the end of the video. I'll let you guys know at least one of them. If you guys want all of them, go become a member at the Buy Me a Coffee. You get all my lock of the day in all sports. You go become a member there. You get all my lock of the day plays. The link is going to be in the description of all of my videos. Go check the link out. Click it and you get my lock of the day plays. So I'll give you guys one on the live, but the other 2 or the other one I'm going to have it on there. But Alaskarov is most likely going to be a part of one of those. I just got to find out how I'm going to attack it. But Alaskarov the pick, and I do believe he knocks him out.
Yeah, I agree as well. It kind of reminds me of like when Gregory Rodriguez took that step up. We both knew like everybody was real high on RoboCop that fight too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like it, against Cannoneer, remember? And it's just
Yeah.
I don't think that these dudes are that like they're just not that level, bro. I don't think that they're at that tier of fighter. And I agree the same with this one. I think Alaskarov should be able to win it really however he wants to. I mean, like you said, the dude has a good chin, so it kind of, I mean, but he's been submitted before, like you said. I think Alaskarov is just the better all around fighter. Like, and just like, unless he gets caught, but it's just like, I don't see him really getting caught like that. And again, like you said, Whitaker is a way if from fighting Whitaker to this is a lot different of a fight, you
Mm-hmm.
know? It's the same thing
And
we were saying,
Hamzat.
and same thing with Cannoneer, where when he fought RoboCop, like sometimes these guys get a couple good wins, like Muniz and all that. Like it was a split loss, wasn't it?
Dude, against
Like,
Park, yeah, he got a split. He lost a split.
and then he won. Brad Tavares split. Brad Tavares
Yeah.
is not nowhere near the level
Mm-hmm.
of Alaskarov. Even like maybe at one point, but even then, like you would still question. Even Brad Tavares at his best wouldn't be able to beat Alaskarov, you know. And then the dude that he beat next, it's just like the level of competition, and I feel like it's because he's won in the UFC besides RoboCop. And after that split decision Muniz won, he's won what 6 of his last what 7 fights. So it's like
Mhm.
RoboCop. You look really good against these other people. They finally do put you up against somebody that's pretty good, you know? And I think this is his moment to like it's a step up in competition, but he wins most of his fights by submission, and I
Mhm.
don't think he's going to submit Aliskerov at all. Like, I don't even think he's going to be able to get him down. So it's like, I think if it's either going to be
Muniz.
top control by Aliskerov, or he
Mhm.
knocks him out, or he can win a decision fight from doing both. So
And Andre Muniz, one of the best jiu-jitsu specialists in the UFC, he just fought against Aliskerov, and he couldn't even get him down. And Aliskerov put him away and knocked him out, like with some hard shots. And I know MMA math doesn't really work like this, but I know people say it all the time, like, "Oh, you can't just go watch common opponents and see how they fought and match up these fights." But I
if
heard
they're on the
Chael,
same tier, yes.
yeah, I heard Chael Sonnen say something like literally like last week. Chael said someone because then him and Danny Cormier have the show, the good guy, bad guy. I watch it all the time, and they were talking about a matchup where they're like, "Oh yeah." They have a common opponent, and Daniel Cormier was like, "Yeah, well, MMA math doesn't work like that." You know what? Chael had a good point. Chael said, "Then what are we supposed to do then? If we can't go and look at a common opponent they fight and see how they fought against them and see how they beat them and see how they looked against them, what he says, what's the best way to tell about their fighting skill then? If you go and watch the tape
If
against a
it's
common
6 years
opponent,
apart,
yes, yeah, I get that. If it's
I
6 years
get it,
apart,
right?
yes. But if it's
Or
like
like
last
if
year,
it's
year and a
like
half,
different style fighters, right? Where it's like, but this fight is very similar in like Muniz is a similar fighter to Park. They're on the same tier level. They fight the same dudes all the time. Like
yeah,
you can base that off that, I feel like
yeah.
a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put too much stock into that. You know, like not just because this dude beat this dude, he's
No,
gonna
you have to go
win.
watch. You have to watch other tape too.
But
But like, I feel
but
like it helps a
just
lot.
off of certain things, right? Like Muniz, like you said, is a great fighter too, you know? And Aliskerov made Muniz look like he was
He
nowhere
knocked him
near
out in
his
the first
level.
round, like easy money. Just knocked him
And
out.
Muniz and Park looked like they were on the same
Mm-hmm.
level, you know? So
Yeah,
I just that's the way I believe it. I do. I
yeah.
feel the same way about you about that one.
Yeah, I'm really high on Alice Scaroff this week. Like I said, it kind of, I mean, it kind of scares me, I guess, because I see a lot of people for some reason are on Park this weekend. A lot of people I watch, a lot of people I respect in the MMA community are on Park, but I personally
It's
disagree with
because
a lot of those
he's
people.
good to bet on because he's a big fan favorite, and a lot of people have like this like weird taste in their mouth with Alice Garov. I feel like because he
I feel
doesn't
like too
fight.
many. I also feel that people put too much stock against him. People put too much stock in him going against Robert Whitaker, and then he got knocked out, and now people are trying to hop off the train now. And I'm like, guys, like he fought right now. His two last losses, one against
Hamzat
Robert
and Robert
Whitaker.
Whitaker are both
Robert, yeah,
champions.
Robert Whitaker, former UFC champion, still top five in the UFC. Hamzat Chimaev, probably the most dominant champion we've seen in a long time. Like it's not that bad of a loss. And Park has never even fought anybody on that level. Like to say even lose to that level, he's never even fought anybody on that level. I mean, I guess he fought Shavkat, but that was 2016. So it was so long ago. Shavkat wasn't the Shavkat today. So yeah,
And
I'm
he's
high on
2 years
Alice
older
Garoff.
too.
Yeah,
Park
yeah.
is. So
Mm-hmm. So I'm high on the Oscar off this week. He will. I'll let you guys know at the end of the week. The end of this episode, I'll let you guys know what one of my lock of the day plays will be. And one of my lock of the day plays, say guys right now, will be Alice Goff. Probably will
yeah,
be
I've
a
never
part of
been
it.
a
I'm not gonna
big
lie.
Park dude anyway, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like, don't get me wrong, like I like to watch him fight, but I've never been like a fan of the dude and the way I feel like he fights really like slow kind of like it's like
Mm-hmm.
in these fights he kind of looks like he's not there at times, you know?
I personally I bet on him in his last fight. Like his last fight when he fought Ishmael, Naz, I think
I
it's
think we
Nazura.
both did.
Yeah, I took him against Nazadia. I took him against Brad Tavares. But the reason why I took him against Brad Tavares is because I'm like, okay, two boxers. Has better takedowns, and one guy is damn near almost 40. So I'm like, I'm gonna take to Park. So I took Park
And this
against
dude
him.
has like the iron chin
Yeah.
against a dude like Brad Tavares is just gonna throw wild yeah. So like it just
So
makes sense where
it's
but
not like yeah.
Aliskerov, like his chin is gonna be tested in this fight.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be. We'll know in this five. Alice Garoff is for sure on that level of that top 10, top five. But I'm big on him. I think this is the biggest step up for him in competition. I mean, for Park in the competition. If you go look at Park's last fight, Eric Anders, a split decision. If you're getting a split decision against Eric Anders, come on. I guess that was 3 years ago, but come on. Then you beat Joseph. Who's this? Joseph Holmes, no longer in the UFC. Dennis Tuwilin, 11-10 record, where he's not in the UFC anymore. You fought against Albert Duriev, where Albert Duriev is no longer in the UFC anymore. He went out there and just got renegade. He hasn't fought since 2023. Andre Muniz, we just talked about him, split decision loss. Then Brad Tavares and Ismail Naziev. So yeah, it's a giant step up in competition in my opinion for Park, and I think Park's gonna get put away and knocked out. And one of my confident players this week is Alex Scaroff. Now, guys, next fight, another close fight, but I feel like I have a good read on this one. I feel like I do have a good read on this one, but it's another close fight. Nazareth Hasperat taking on Quillen Salkils. Personally, guys, I am on the Hazarat, what's it called, Hasperat side. I think Hasperat he's a good dog money. I mean, it's damn near a pick 'em, but he's a slight underdog. It's -108 to -112, -112. Slight underdog, but it's damn near a pick 'em. I think this fight goes to decision. I think both these guys have a good chin. I think it's going to come down to whoever lands more and who has more of the output. But guys, I'm taking Hasperat, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it's probably gonna be 1-1 going into that third round. And that third round might even be close, or it might even be like a close round before. And it comes, all the rounds are probably gonna be close. It's gonna go to decision in my opinion. But there's one reason and one reason only I'm taking Hasperat. This fight's in Abu Dhabi. Everybody is gonna be there for Hasperat. Everybody is gonna be there for wanting Hasperat to win. The fans gonna be going crazy for him. Everybody's gonna be booing Salkiel every time he lands a shot. Every time Hasperat lands a shot, they're gonna go crazy. And the one thing we know about Abu Dhabi is when they fight there, the judges, for some reason, if it's a close fight, they always side with the guy that the fans are there for, and that's really from the area. So I like Hasperat in this one. I think it's gonna be a close fight. I think it goes to decision. Hasperat, like I said, -108. Salkiel is a -112. Over 2.5 is a -240. Under 2.5 is a +180. Hasperat by decision, like I said, is what I probably think is going to happen, +185. Salkiel by decision is a +200. Hasperat by knockout, +325. That he won't submit Salkiel, so it'll be a +125. Salkiel by knockout, +650. Salkiel by submission, +650. I don't think either of these guys get finished. I think it's going to go to decision. So, like I said, a +185 by Hasperat, that looks like a very good spot. Fight to go to decisions, a -175. Those are the two best ways I see attacking this fight. Personally, I think either you take Hasperat by decision at the +185, or you take the fight to go to decision. If you guys are okay with the -175 line, that seems like a very good spot too, because both these guys will not get finished. I think if it goes to decision, personally, because it's in Abu Dhabi, I think Hasperat gets it, but it's going to be a close fight, and these guys won't finish each other, in my opinion. So, fight to go to decision, -175, or Hasperat by decision at the +185. Those are probably the two best bets for this one, but I'm taking Hasperat by decision.
You said he's a dog?
-108, slight. It's almost a pick 'em.
I mean, I feel like your bet is probably the better bet to take, to be honest. I'm on the other side, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing is gonna, like, I cannot make no argument for it. Like, if that makes sense, right? Where it's like, I guess one thing, right, is just there's been the times that Nazarat has like kind of like I mean, he looks like him too, which is funny, but reminds me of Kevin Gastelum, right? Where it's like they show up some fights and some fights they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So like if he doesn't show up against this dude, he's gonna lose. But like if he shows up, he's a hard dude to beat, just like Gastelum, right? Like that's
Mm-hmm.
why I like comparing him to Gastelum. And he's on a hell of a run right now, and he's fought the way better like your pick is the better, more calculated, smart decision pick. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you want to pick like have a pick in this fight and you're betting on it and you really want to put some money on this fight, like Nazareth is probably the better choice to just bet any way you want to bet it, you know? But I just don't know what it is. I like the other dude, and I'm just a fan of the other dude. I like the way he fights. Like, I've watched his last fight. Like, I don't know if it's just the way the dude looks or what, but it's just like he's just kind of a different fighter, you know, and he's younger and he's one of these up and coming dudes. He's not fought nobody at the level of
Yeah, that's
Nazareth.
he
He's
hasn't.
not fought no like so it's that's why I said there's not much of an argument for like how, but I just think he's on that level. I think he's gonna be, just like I think you kinda said it, where it's gonna be a competitive fight, and with it being a competitive fight, my fan of me would lean towards the other dude, you know?
Yeah.
I want the 25-year-old to win. I want the dude that has the more hype around him to win. It's good for UFC, it's good for us, it gives us something better to talk about, like, all of it, you know? So, I definitely would be on what it's Quillen? Yeah, Quillen's side, but I would if I was a smart better, which I'm not, um, um, I would be on your side with the pick. Like my probably betting wise, my pick would be Nazareth, but my heart pick is gonna be I'm real split on this one. So
Yeah, it seems like since you're so split on it, personally, the best line is that -175 fight to go to distance because I don't believe either one of them finish each other. I really don't. Like I think it's going to go to
yeah,
decision. It's
I
going to be
don't even have
close.
a read on that to tell
Yeah.
you like who or how either one would win. Um, like I said, this is just one of those ones. Like I always tell you, there's like usually there's one a card for me that I feel like I'm just not gonna bet nothing and just
Hmm.
enjoy it as a fan, you know. And
Yeah.
this is probably one of those. I should have just did that last week with the Kevin Holland, and I still bet Kevin
Kevin
Holland, but
Holland would have won that fight, man. I swear. I'm
I mean,
still hurt about that,
we
man.
had a horrible week last week, guys. I mean, we did hit a couple cool spots and stuff, but it was a horrible week last week. It was for like everybody. It was a wonky night of fights, and you guys know how that is. I mean,
Hmm.
after a few good weeks, we were due for one. So
Yeah, it happens. You were due for one. We had like four or five
but
good
that's
weeks
why
in a
we're
row.
back at it like a crack addict today, guys. You guys already know.
Yeah, so yeah, guys, like I said, close fight. Hasbrat Hasbrat versus Quinlan Southfield. One more time, I'll say it. Best bets are either going to be Hasbrat by decision or the fight to go to decision on my end. Those are probably the two best fight bets for that one. Now another fight. Next one, I see a lot of people on one side, and personally, I don't get it. But we'll see when it comes around. It's going to be Alexander Rochik taking on what is his first name? Oh, another Azamat. We have two Azamats fighting on the card tonight. Azamat Mirzakhanov taking on Alexander Rochik, guys. This one, guys, I'm taking Rochik, and honestly, I don't understand why so many people are on Mirzakhanov. Maybe he makes me look dumb for what I'm going to say right now, but he's knockout or bust. That's what he's going to be. He's going to be knockout or bust. And personally, I think Rochik is going to grind him out. I think Mirzakhanov. What people? I feel like people say, "Oh, Rochik is a a wrestler, and he's fighting against a guy that's last name is Mirzakhanov, and he's not going to be able to take down a Russian." But guys, Azamat Mirzakhanov is a striker. He's not a wrestler. He's not this normal guy that's going to take these guys down and chain wrestle one of these Russians like that. He's going to try to knock your head off. He's going to try and knock you out. He's very heavy on his feet, and he's a very big guy, so he doesn't sprawl that well. And he hasn't even fought the best competition either. He's 15-0, but if you go look at his track record, he beat Brenton Hibero by knockout, where Brenton Hibero gets knocked out by everybody, and Hibero just got dropped from the UFC. He beat Alonzo Menefield by knockout in the second round, but Alonzo Menefield is a journeyman at this point. Alonzo Menefield, he beat Omar Sy in his last fight, but that was like just a bad performance by C. I feel like he beat Julius Walker by split. Personally, I thought Julius Walker won that fight, but Julius Walker is not even on the level at all close to I should say, not on the level close to Rochik. And then hold on real quick. Oh, never mind. That's the same guy. Let me double check. And then yeah, he beat Tafan he beat Tefon and Jukui or Tefon the Don. That's what his name, Tefon the Don. He went out there. He beat him by a flying knee in the fourth round. But Tefon's not in the UFC anymore. And then he beat Devin Clark, where Devin Clark is 14-10, and he just went down to the LFA and lost to Bavon Lewis in the LFA. So the level of competition is not there, in my opinion. I feel like people are banking on him to knock out Rochik. Rochik is a very good wrestler. Rochik has decent striking as well. That Yuri fight, it was very competitive. He was doing good against Yuri. Then Yuri
He's
knocked him
winning.
out. He was winning the fight. Then Yuri knocked him out. And I personally was happy because I had Yuri winning the fight. I was like, oh, Yuri's going to
I
beat him
was
and knock him out.
scared.
Yeah, so Rochik was doing very well against him. Rochik's last 3 fights, he lost to Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed Ankalaev was the champion. He just knocked out by Alex Pereira, but Magomed did not lose a fight until he got knocked out by Alex Pereira. He lost to Yuri Prohashka. Prohashka is a top 3 fighter in the UFC. He might be getting the championship fight next. Either him or Carlos Oberg. His last fight before that, he lost to Jan Blachowicz. But if you guys go watch that fight back, he was beating Jan. Then he landed a leg kick and he
But
tore
that
his
was
knee
like
out.
Jan's last good
Yeah,
win before
but
he went over the hill.
it was a knee injury too that he won. It was a good fight,
Yeah.
and it was going back and forth. And then he tore his ACL, and that's the reason why he didn't fight for two
But
and a half
Jan was a
years.
champion.
Yeah, Jan was a champion, and then before that he beat Thiago Silva. Then he beat Anthony Smith, but that was Anthony Smith back in 20.
Decent
That
Anthony
was
Smith
decent
at that.
Anthony Smith. That was 5 years ago. Then he beat he lost a split decision to Volkan Uzdemir. That was a good fight as well. So yeah, guys, the level of competition is on the Rochik side. I really believe Mirzakhanov's gonna be knockout or bust. I think he has one path to victory, and that's gonna be first round knockout. Because if he doesn't get that first round knockout, he's gonna get taken down. He's gonna be pushed up against the fence, and with how giant of a body he has, he's gonna get tired. And I think Rochik beats him honestly by a decision or even a submission victory. But I'm gonna lean that decision. I get it. All the hypes on Mirzakhanov. They're fighting in Abu Dhabi. He's a Russian. You personally like the reason, guys. You guys know how the line moves. A lot of these people that bet on UFC don't really watch UFC that much. They see, oh, he's a Russian. He's fighting a wrestler. Rochik's not gonna be able to take him down because he's a Russian. He's probably a wrestler. That's not how it is. He's a striker. He likes to knock these guys out. So let me go look at these odds. Real quick, the odds on it is Rochik. I think it's a pick'em, I believe. And my thing's not loading right. Oh, there it is. Now it's loaded. Rochik -110, Mirzakhanov -110. It's a pick'em. The line was on Mirzakhanov earlier. I saw Mirzakhanov a slight favorite, and now it's a pick'em. It's seeing a little bit of money. It's probably coming on Rochik. The over 2.5 is at -125. Under 2.5 is at -105. Rochik by knockout plus 325. Rochik by submission plus 1400, which is crazy because he could submit this dude. He can get him tired and then submit him. I swear he can. Mirzakhanov, oh no, Rochik by decision at plus 225. Mirzakhanov by knockout plus 185. Mirzakhanov by submission plus 2500. Yeah, because he won't submit Rochik. He will not do that. And Mirzakhanov by decision plus 375. Personally, guys, I personally already like the money line. It's a -110. It's a pick 'em. You're getting a good line on it. I feel like that's the best way just to attack this already. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, you might want to sprinkle something on that plus 1400 by Rochik by submission. I swear that's a crazy line. Personally, if I was lining it, I would have it a plus 650, plus 700. That's how I would line it. But plus 1400, you're telling me if Mirzakhanov gets tired and Rochik is gonna take him down, that's how Rochik's gonna fight. Rochik's gonna strike and he's gonna mix in some takedowns. He could take his back and submit him. I swear it's on the board. But personally, I think Rochik wins a decision victory. Best way to attack this fight is already Rochik on the money line. Like if you want a prop, I guess I'll give you Rochik by decision at a plus 225, another one. But the best way to attack it is just take that money line play. That's already you're already getting a pick. I'm already getting a -110, a good line. So Rochik is a play, him on the money line.
Yeah, I have the same as you on this one as well. Um, the only thing is it's just like you were saying, the competition is way different. Like it's hard to be like, yeah, this dude gets knocked out when he's getting knocked out against like the best people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like Yuri knocks everybody out, like out of besides Alex. Like so it's like it's kind of hard to say, yeah, this dude's chin is gone. You know what I mean? And if as long as his chin holds up in this fight, He's gonna win, bro.
He's only
Like,
been knocked out once in his career. Because I don't count the leg injury as a knockout. It was a torn ACL, so that wasn't a
but you
knockout.
know
That was
what
an
I mean?
injury.
How for
He's only been
some
knocked out
reason there's
once.
like this notion that his chin is not there. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like, and I just don't agree with that. I honestly think I just don't think he's as good as Yuri, Magomed, and those guys because I think they're the
Hmm.
next level. Like they're the tier A. He's tier B. Like he is in tier
Hmm.
B and he can beat 99% of the other dudes. And I truly
He's
do
in
believe.
tier. He's in tier B, beating people that are in tier C. That's what
Yeah,
he's like. That's like.
and that's not like this, and I don't know, maybe this dude, like you said, makes us both look dumb and just comes out here, knocks him out, which he could,
Mhm.
it's possible, it's MMA, but I just I couldn't see how people would be super high on him when Ratchik is the better fighter. Like he just is. Like it's the other dude's knockout or bust. And
Mhm.
like he hasn't fought nobody. The best win that I didn't hear you say, but the reason that this win doesn't get as much credit, and because you know how I am about it, was Dustin Jacoby. He did beat Dustin Jacoby
Yeah.
by unanimous decision, but Jacoby's older, bro. Like
Mhm.
it's kind of hard to like, and even if he's not his, I don't know his actual age, but you know what I mean, like in MMA
He's
years at least, like
36.
yeah, it's hard to compare it to that, where I still think like Ratchik is better than Dustin Jacoby. So like, I just don't see how the other dude is just gonna flash knock Ratchik out, like, unless he just catches him with something, but besides that, like you said, I think he's live for a submission, I think he's live for a knockout himself, because he bangs,
Yeah, he does.
um, I think he's live for a knockout himself, and I think he's live for a decision. So I wouldn't really have the best read on how to approach it, but that's why it's good with the money line already where it's at. I would just
Yeah.
take him straight and just hope he wins. Just however, really.
Yeah, we're both in agreement on that one. We
Yep.
both got Rochick. I like that's the main reason why too. Like Rochick's been knocked out once in his career, and in a fight that he was winning the whole time. But Yuri always does some crazy stuff. We just seen against Khalil
Yuri
Roundtree, where
knocks out everybody. Yuri
yeah, so
is the better fighter
yeah,
to me.
and
I'm a big Yuri believer. So
yeah, so I think Rochick wins this fight personally. Like that's who I'm on. I'm on Rochick. Next fight, guys. Alexander Volkov taking on Jelton Almeida. This is going to be another good fight, honestly. Like, this is a very good fight. This fight's going to come down to, personally, I think everybody knows how this fight's going to come down to. It's going to come down to if Almeida can get Volkov down. If Almeida gets Volkov down to the floor, he's probably going to end up trying to submit him. And Volkov, it seems like Volkov doesn't have the best submission defense because Volkov has been submitted. Actually, Volkov's only been submitted 3 times in his career. He got submitted by Tom Aspinall in the first round in 2022. Then he got submitted by oh dang, he's only been submitted once since 2022. Well, never mind. I
you
think
know
we're at
what
this.
he does, right?
Huh.
Volkov, like it's not that he gets submitted a lot. That was like the notion earlier in his career. It was that he just accepts the position,
Hmm.
like because he really never got submit. Like when the
He's only
fights,
been submitted once.
like he never really got submitted. It's just that he would be on his back for
Yeah,
way
the
too
whole round.
long, and I'll let you finish after I say this, but that hasn't been the case in the recent times.
Yeah.
So, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, that fight. I want to say, like, I guess I can't say the submitting thing is the more that Volkov just gets taken down a lot because mainly because this guy's big. He's listed as 6'7", but I just saw someone say Volkov is 6'9". He's not 6'7". He's 6'9" because he's even bigger than what he says he is. He just lists himself as 6'7" because he doesn't want to look like I'm a giant, but he's a big guy, and that's the reason why. If people can get to his legs really fast and take him down, and that's why Jolton Almeida wins this fight. Jolton Almeida is a very good jiu-jitsu artist. Jolton Almeida was submitting everybody. But the one fight he did not submit the guy in, where I was like, he should submit this guy for sure, is Derek Lewis. He dominated Derek Lewis personally. I was high on Almeida against that fight against Derek Lewis, but he took him down for 3 rounds, maybe even I think it was maybe even 5 rounds. I can't remember if that was a main event or not, but he could not submit Derek Lewis. He
Hmm.
had Derek Lewis on the ground the whole entire fight, and he could not submit him at all. But this one, guys, I'm gonna be on Alexander Volkov. I like Alexander Volkov as an underdog in this spot. I believe he's a plus 150. I want to double check that, but it says sorry, something went wrong. Try again. But I believe he is a, I believe he is a underdog. I believe he was like a plus 145, plus 150. But I believe this fight is going to come down to where Almeida's going to try to take him down. Almeida's not going to be able to take him down the first couple times, and then Almeida might try to abandon it and try to strike with Volkov. And I think that's when he gets tired, and I think Volkov puts it on him after that. And I think Volkov's going to knock him out. I think Volkov's a way better striker overall. Volkov, honestly, personally, Volkov is a top three striker in the division. Because personally, the best strikers in the division, as just pure striking in the heavyweight division, I think number one is probably best striker in the division. Number one is probably like pure striking wise is probably Ciryl Gane. I think Ciryl Gane's probably it's technical striking wise. Ciryl Gane's probably the best, and then second would be Volkov, and then third would be Tom Aspinall. I know Tom Aspinall is knocking people out, but that's mainly because the power and the speed behind it and everything. But I don't think he's more of a technical striker than Volkov. That's why you guys see in 2022 Aspinall was like, I'm not going to sit here and strike with this dude. I'm going to take him down and try to submit him and use that arm lock because there's no reason why I shouldn't even strike with him. But if Jonathan Almeida can't take him down, he's going to get pieced up, and I believe he's going to get knocked out. So the pick for me is going to be Alexander Volkov as the underdog. I believe he stops the takedowns, and I believe he knocks him out. I cannot get the line out for you guys right now because it says sorry, something went wrong. But I can't get the line out. I want to give you guys the odds for this one, but it seems like Volkov odds are not working today for me for some reason. But I don't know if Mr. Carter can
Let
bring
me
those
see if I
odds
can
up.
get it up for you real quick here.
'Cause I don't know what's going on.
But Volkov's gonna be my pick as well. It is a harder one. I definitely am not like as confident in Volkov as like I could see Almeida winning.
Hmm.
Volkov is a plus 163.
Oh,
Almeida is a
more, yeah,
minus 190.
yeah.
Under 1.5 is a minus 105. Over 1.5 is a minus 125. So
You know what spot I like a lot? Just looking at that right now, I like that over 1.5.
a
Because
minus 125.
yes, I do like that over 1.5 because personally, I think Volkov wins this fight, and if Volkov's gonna win this fight, I don't think he does it by first round knockout. I think Volkov's probably gonna, and if he wins this fight, it's probably gonna be with that late second round or third round knockout. He gets it done. If Almeida wins this fight, it's gonna be a first round sub, and I don't think Almeida wins this fight. So I think the over seems like a good spot just from just like looking at it, right? Just like hearing the odds right now. I like the over 1.5, but the other spot I like is Volkov already on the money line. What's Volkov by knockout?
Volkov by KO is plus 325. Him by submission, which is obviously
Not gonna
not going to
happen.
happen, plus 2,000. Decision is a plus 600. For Almeida by KO, it's plus 400. For submission, which is the most uh, favored one, plus 140. And then Almeida wins by decision plus 500.
Yeah, it
So it seems
seems
like everybody kind of seems like it's going to Almeida by submission
or
or
Volkov by knockout.
Volkov by knockout.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's how I see it either way. I think if Volkov stops the takedowns, he's gonna knock him out. And but the one thing about Almeida for that first round, he's gonna be shooting takedowns like over and over again. He's not even gonna give Volkov a chance to even try to land some shots in that first round. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he shoots all those takedowns, and if he doesn't get that submission in the first round and Volkov fighting those takedowns, he is gonna get tired, and then Volkov's gonna put it on him. Can you check one more odd for me? What's the
Mhm.
fight to get out of the first round?
It was highly favored.
Was it?
Yeah, I was just looking at it and then I dropped my phone. It disappeared.
Oh, I got the odds up now. It worked. I see it. Minus 240 fight to complete one round. I see that now.
Yeah, he's
So
pretty heavy
pretty
favorite.
heavy. So personally, the two best bets I see for this fight is either take Volkov on the money line, because actually no, I don't even think that. I mean, I guess yeah. Volkov's gonna be the pick. I had the three best bets I have for you guys. Is gonna be Volkov on the money line plus 163, Volkov by knockout plus 325, or the over 1.5 is at a minus 125. Because personally, that seems like a good line as well.
I
You
could
know,
see Volkov winning by decision as well. If I
yeah,
was gonna take it, I'd probably just take him straight on the money line because it's
yeah,
already a good line on him. And to be honest, I think he's the better fighter than
he is.
Almeida. Like, it's like I know everybody was kind of shitting on this recently. I don't know if you've seen it come out or whatever, but about DC. And DC having an opinion on people, you know what I mean? And it came out with him like whispering to Tom Aspinall about like the heavyweight division and talking about fighters, and like people were really getting like, "Oh, you lost all your credibility and all this." Like, bro, he's a fighter. He's what? He's not allowed to have an opinion just because
Hmm.
he sits behind the desk. It's not like he said that live on air. It's like he was talking to Tom Aspinall and it happened to be recorded. Like, um, he basically said Jalton Almeida sucks. Like
Oh
he's
damn.
ass.
Oh yeah,
Like
I did not see that.
he told he told Tom Aspinall basically like you if you win this fight like you should be able to clear out the division, like there's nobody for you that is at your level. Like I mean, definitely was just hyping up Tom Aspinall, but you know what I mean. He definitely said Almeida sucks. I don't know if he's
Yeah.
just saying that to say that, but I mean, this is a one of the best grapplers in the UFC that has been light heavyweight champ and heavyweight champ and knows a lot about the game. Like he's done the breakdown shit like for a
Yeah.
while. Like what was the thing where he did um there was that show where they broke down the fights. Like I cannot remember what it was. The
I don't
real
know.
the one where he like shows you exactly what's going on
Oh
during the
yeah, I remember they used to have that on ESPN Plus. Yeah, I know
and
what
they
you're talking
had
about.
it for something else too
They
with
had it for
another sport.
basketball. They
Yeah,
had
they
it for
had it for
everything.
another,
Yeah,
but it was they had him do it for the UFC.
yeah,
And I really believe he's and you hear him even when he's commentating saying, "Oh, he needs to get on he needs to do this or he needs to do that." Like he's smart, bro. And
yeah,
if he said Almeida sucks, like I don't want to put too much stock into that, but Volkov's good, bro. Like,
yeah.
and
He
the
is.
run he's went on, um, the one thing we always downed Volkov for was that he just stayed on his back too much. And you want to know what he's done in recently and in the last few years is he has fought the style and the way we wanted him to fight for
Hmm.
his whole career. Like, bro, you're taller, jab, use your length to stop these takedowns. Like, because if you could stop the takedown, if I promise you, if he stops the takedown on Almeida at all, if he wins this fight
Yeah, yeah.
because he's
I
better
agree.
than him.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I That's why I'm on Volkov. The other reason why I like the over 1.5. Actually, you're right. Like if you're already getting plus money on Volkov, so you might as well just take the money line instead of the knockout prop, because like that's just like a big plus
Yeah,
money
because
play.
Volkov could still win by
Yeah, he
decision,
can.
you
Yeah.
know?
The other reason why I like the over 1.5 is from both sides. I think if Volkov knocks him out, I think it's going to be in that late second or third round
I agree.
when he gets tired. And the other reason why I like the over 1.5, even if Almeida does get him down, is Volkov doesn't get submitted. Like Volkov is like he accepts a position, but he has really good defense on the bottom. And for a guy that sat, I just looked it up. It was a 5-round fight. A guy that was on top of Derek Lewis for 5 rounds and you couldn't submit him. I don't think you're going to be able to submit Volkov, especially in that first round. So
You
I'm,
know,
I'm,
one we
I'm
didn't mention in this one, then we'll move on from this fight because we spent a good amount of time on this one. But
mhm,
and just because we never see him at this time, the spread on Volkov because it'll probably be a plus 3.5 because
mhm.
of him being such a dog, and it'll probably be like a minus 110. I would take that because I definitely, even if Volkov does lose this fight for some, like for say we are wrong and Almeida does win this fight, I still think it goes to he's not gonna submit Volkov, and I still think Volkov gets 1 round at least, no matter
Yeah.
what, like, because the way I would predict it, I would say round 1 Almeida, round 2 Volkov, round 3 Volkov, but
Yeah.
it's going into the 3rd round, it's gonna be 1-1 in my opinion, and I think it's gonna come down to the 3rd round, and when it comes down to the 3rd round, even if Almeida does win the 3rd round for some reason, at least that plus 3.5 might cover you, so
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are on him because he was able to take down Sergey Spivak and finish Sergey Spivak by ground and pound in that first round. But personally, Sergey Spivak's a good fighter, but I don't believe he's on that level of an Alexander Volkov. I think Alexander Volkov's just
he
better.
also didn't
But
look like himself in that fight for some
yeah,
reason either, so
yeah. So we're both on Volkov. I think it's a good underdog spot. The over 1.5 I like a lot as well because personally I don't think he submits him in the first round. And if Volkov's going to win this fight, it's going to be probably in that late second or third or even a decision. So I like the over 1.5 and Volkov on the money line for that fight. Now, next fight, guys, it is going to be Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Mario Bautista. This one, guys, I am on Umar Nurmagomedov, and I'm very high on Umar on this one. I think Umar beats Batista everywhere. I don't see how he loses to Batista. I think Batista is going to try to. If Batista tries to take down Umar, he's not going to be able to. Umar is going to stop those takedowns, and Umar is going to probably end up keeping his fight on the feet. His fight's only 3 rounds. It's not 5 rounds, like where Umar was beating Marab for the first 2 rounds. And that third round was close, but I gave it to Marab. And then Umar started getting tired because just the pace Marab puts on you. Like, a lot of people get tired. And Umar got tired, and then Marab ended up winning that fight 3-2 because Marab won 3, 4, and 5. But if that was a 3-round fight, Umar would have won the fight. But now this is a 3-round fight. Mario Batista is not the wrestler that Marab is. He's not going to be able to take down Umar. Umar is a better striker, in my opinion, than Mario Batista. He has a better. He has. Personally, I think he's better everywhere. I just think Umar is going to win this fight pretty easily. Dana even said, "You come out here, you win this fight in spectacular fashion. You get the title fight next." But I'm very high on Umar. I think Umar wins this fight pretty easily, and the line even says it as well. And if it goes to decision, it's close. You know, these Nurmagomedovs, just like Usman just recently got the decision, is going to get a decision in Abu Dhabi for this win. So I got Umar Nurmagomedov. He's a minus 800 favorite to win this fight, which I understand it because he's most likely just better everywhere than Mario Batista. Mario Batista plus 525, over 2.5 and minus 275, under 2.5 plus 200. Umar Nurmagomedov by knockout plus 650. Umar by submission plus 350. Umar by decision minus 165. Batista by knockout plus 1200. Batista by submission plus 4000. Batista by decision plus 700. So if you guys think Batista can win this fight, the plus 700 is the only way you attack this one for the Batista side. He's not going to knock out. He's not going to submit Umar. But if he does keep it close and you guys think he has a chance of pulling this off, it's that plus 700 is the only way. Personally, I think this fight goes to decision. I don't think Umar's gonna be able to knock out Batista. Batista's a dog. Batista has a chin, and I do believe he has good enough takedown defense and good grappling enough to stop the submissions. I believe so. I believe this fight goes to decision. Um, but yeah, I think the best two bets for this fight is you either parlay Umar for a one of the parlay pieces, or you take him by decision at a minus 165. I think those are the only two ways you attack this fight. Personally, let me double check. I want to check something before I tell you that. Where is it at? Where is it at? Let me go to Mario Batista. Mario Batista has lost 2 fights in his career, and he's lost one by knockout and one by sub. He got knocked out by Trevin
Trevin
Jones.
Jones
Trevin
and
Jones back
submitted
in
by Corey.
2021, and Corey Sandhagen submitted him back in 2019. So he hasn't got finished since 2021. He hasn't got submitted by since 2019. That was by Corey, and that was Mario Batista when he was really young. If you go look at Mario Batista's record at that time, Mario Batista was barely 6-0. He only had 6 fights in the MMA, and he got submitted. And then if you go look at, I want to go look at Umar. Umar has 7 subs, 9 decisions, and 2 knockouts. So Umar doesn't knock people out really. He doesn't have the power to knock people out, especially Batista. Or Batista has a good chin, so he's not going to be able to knock out Batista. You go look at the submission props. Umar hasn't submitted somebody since since 2022, and that was against Brian Keller. And then before that, he submitted Sergey Morozov, where both these guys are not in the UFC anymore. And then he submitted in 2019 Brian Gonzalez, a journeyman. He is 14-2, but he fights in that was in guerrilla fighting. So that was just like a guy that doesn't is on the level. So Umar hasn't submitted anybody since 2022. And Mario Batista, he is a good grappler, so I don't think he's going to be able to submit him. Yeah, so give me Umar. I think Umar does it by decision. I'm very high on Umar this weekend, even though I don't like the Nurmagomedovs and I'm not a big fan of that whole team. But I think Umar steamrolls him. I think Umar wins this fight pretty easily, in my opinion.
I'm gonna agree with you on this one. It's a hard one to me to pick just because like it's hard for me to pick for them, but the thing is to me with this one, right? And we actually had the opposite the last time on this, and I'm a real big Mario Batista fan.
Hmm.
I really do believe in the dude. He's a really talented fighter. He doesn't get enough credit for how talented he is. I mean, when you just saying what you just said, like to be honest, the only person he's really lost to other than the flash KO by Trevin Jones is Corey Sandhagen that
Yeah.
just fought for the championship. So like he is on that level, and he proved it. And I did think that like the patchy mixed one, I told you I did think he won his second fight, although they robbed him or whatever. Um, but it was being the first fight, that was a hard fight to throw him into, was
Yeah.
Mario Batista that is literally can do everything. Just like Umar. It's just
Hmm.
the reason I pick Umar in this fight is I feel like he is a exactly like Mario Batista, right? It's like to a T. He can strike with you, he can go the ground with you, he can it's just he's an all-around fighter. He's damn near him and Mario Batista are like very similar style fighters,
Yeah.
to be honest, It's just if I had to pick who I think of the styles, who's better and who's gonna come out on top from that style would be Umar. Like
Hmm.
he's like again, don't get me wrong, Mario Batista has a chance in this fight to win, but it's going to be by decision, like you said. Maybe some crazy split decision, but it's like you said, I don't see that happening because they're in Abu Dhabi. It's going to be
Yeah.
more on the Umar side. Um, so even if the fight is closer, they're still gonna lean Umar. So I mean, and that would be your only chance for Batista to win would be a close split decision win
Yeah.
because it's gonna come down to numbers in this one. It really is. I don't think either dude is gonna be able to put up of enough damage on the other that where it's gonna be like a big difference. It's really gonna come down to like it's gonna be one of those ones like you're like, "Damn, I don't know." Like it's gonna be hard. So it is hard to bet Umar at that big of a favorite when it's gonna be closer. But
Hmm.
M- Umar has to be the pick, bro. It's
Yeah.
just he's the better fighter, and in my for as I'm watching it, like I'm definitely gonna hope Batista wins, but I wouldn't go put uh Umar as a big heavy like I feel like there's better pieces to use as a heavy parlay piece, you know? But I mean still you got to bet on this card and especially it being like the co-main event, like him being in Abu Dhabi, it's definitely his
Oh,
fight to win.
it's not the co-main event, but it's on the main card.
Oh yeah, because yeah, there's I
We got
forgot.
two title fights.
Yeah, we got two title fights
Yeah,
finally.
so yeah, we're both on Umar Nurmagomedov. I think Umar rolls in this one. I'm very confident in Umar. Like Mario Batista is a good fighter, but it just to me, I can say it this way: he couldn't take down Jose Aldo. So when you can't take down Jose Aldo and you shoot that many takedowns over and over again, personally, I personally thought Aldo won that fight, but just I guess they gave it to Batista because he constantly just held him against the fence. But I personally thought it was close, and I thought Aldo pulled it off, but he couldn't take down Aldo. So, in my opinion, since you can't take down Aldo, you're not going to be able to take down Nurmagomedov. Patchy Mix, yes, he beat Patchy Mix in that fight, but Patchy Mix landed 115 strikes against Mario Batista. and Patchy Mix striking isn't the best striking either compared to
Yeah,
Umar's.
he's
And
not as good as Umar. He
yeah,
isn't.
so if he
Umar beats Patchy.
yeah, so
And like even at Patchy's best, I feel like Umar
yeah,
beats
so
him.
and
So
if Patchy can land
I'm not a fan
115
of the dude,
strikes,
but he's good, you know?
yeah. So Umar is good, and I think Umar is going to be fighting for that title again.
Yeah,
I honestly
he's the best person contender wise.
I personally
Like
think that if I personally think that when because Marab's getting older right now. Marab
and
is
he broke his hand, so
yeah, Marab is older. So at the same exact time, he's not going to be in the UFC that long. And if Marab goes out there and loses to Peter Yan, I think Umar Magomedov is right there to get the title. I mean, Umar is the future. Honestly, I don't like Umar, but he's the future because
no, I get you.
Marab's gonna be
And
gone in the next 3 years. Peter Yan's probably gonna be gone in the next 3 years,
yeah, and
and
it's
Umar's
just
still
like
gonna be
we've
there.
always said, it'd be so great to see it play out where it's like Sean gets a couple more wins, Umar gets up there, and we see Umar and Sean for a title. I'd be happy,
Hmm.
and I think either of those dudes could beat each other. So
Yeah, so I'm on Umar. We're both in agreement, even though we don't like the
mhm.
Nurmagomedovs. This should be a honestly an easy fight for Nurmagomedov personally. Now, guys, co-main event, vacant title fight. This fight is for the vacant championship, where Zhang Weili was the champion of this weight class, and now she is going up in weight, so she vacated her title. So now we're getting a title fight. And personally, I was looking at this like, why are they having these two fight for the title? Like Tatiana's there, maybe Tatiana can fight for the title, but at the same exact time, I know why. These are the two fighters that Zhang Weili's never beat. She's never fought them. Tell you that right now. She never fought them. And would she beat these girls? She would beat these girls. But she's never fought Mackenzie Dern and she never fought Verna Jandiroba. So what the UFC is doing, I understand it. She's beating everybody else in the top 10 besides these two girls. So we're gonna get the two girls that she's never beat, and you're gonna put them in a fight for the title fight. I understand it. I do understand what the UFC is doing. Personally, I would have put Tatiana Suarez in the title fight because I think Tatiana is probably the uncrowned champion right now of this division. I think Tatiana beats both of these girls, but Verna Jandiroba taking on Mackenzie Dern. This fight, guys, I'm gonna say it. I've been saying it all week, and I'm manifesting it. I've been manifesting this since I heard the fight was called on. Mackenzie Dern is going to be a champion in the UFC. I've said it for a long time. And then when John Wei Lee became the champion, I was like, Mackenzie Dern ain't going to be a champion because she ain't beating John Wei Lee. But now this is the time. John Wei Lee gave up her title. She's going up in weight. Now she's fighting Verna Jandiroba, where Verna Jandiroba, personally, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think Mackenzie's better everywhere. I really do. She's the better jiu-jitsu. I know Verna Jandiroba has good jiu-jitsu. But the one thing they talked about, remember that first fight? That first fight was a dog fight. Mackenzie broke her nose for the first time in her whole career because Mackenzie won the fight. Mackenzie won most of all 3 rounds, in my opinion. But Jandiroba landed that one right hand that boom, busted her nose, and Mackenzie started leaking. That fight, I was kind of like, that was the fight I learned that Mackenzie Dern is actually a dog because she got her nose broken, and arguably she might have lost that second round just because she got her nose broken, and that was the most significant strike of the whole round. So arguably it was 1-1 going to that third. But then Mackenzie came out in that third round and started looking very good. And then she went out there and won the fight, and she beat Verna in that fight. Now, the one thing I could say about that is that that fight was 3 years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago. Verna's older now. She wears knee pads now because her knees are getting bad on her. She has wins, and I feel like the main argument I've heard people say in a long time is that, well, Mackenzie lost to Yao Jianan and Verna beat Yao Jianan. Guys, it's a different fight because what you guys don't understand is Verna has good wrestling. Verna's gonna take her down.
yeah, that's a
Mackenzie,
different type of fight.
Mackenzie doesn't have the best wrestling, so Mackenzie couldn't get her down. She got outstruck. But this fight is going to come to person. Like I said, I think Mackenzie's better everywhere. I think Mackenzie's a better jiu-jitsu artist. This is old. This is old jiu-jitsu against new jiu-jitsu. And I'm sorry for all the old heads out there that did all the original jiu-jitsu back in the day. The new tools these jiu-jitsu people use is just way better, and the game has developed a long way. So it's like new school jiu-jitsu against old school. And personally, I think Mackenzie's one of the best jiu-jitsu artists. I have always said this. I said the best people at jiu-jitsu in the UFC, number one is Charles Oliveira. Number two is Mackenzie Dern. Like these are the two best people at jiu-jitsu in the UFC. So if Verna tries to take her down, I think Mackenzie's good enough to stop the takedowns this later in this part of her career. She's younger, she's fresher, she's more athletic. Verna has bad knees at this point, and if she takes Mackenzie down, Mackenzie's not scared. She is gonna be transitioning on the floor. She's gonna be throwing up submissions. She's probably gonna be able to get back up, and when the fight is on the feet, we saw in the first fight, and Mackenzie's striking's even got better since then. Verna is a made product at this point. She's older, so she's not going to get better. Mackenzie is still young. Like, I know we've seen her fight. We watched this girl grow up in the MMA community, but she is still young. She's still getting better striking. She has a good coach, and her striking is getting better and better. She outstruck Verna in the first fight, and now with her striking better in this fight compared to the first fight, she's gonna outstrike her again. I personally think I think this fight's gonna play out on the feet a lot. I personally do. I think Verna's gonna try to take her down, and once Verna learns that, you know what, I don't want to take her down because Mackenzie, I can see Verna going for a takedown and Mackenzie getting a reverse, getting switch, and she end up on top because just how good her transitioning is. So I'm taking Mackenzie Dern. Personally, I'm taking Mackenzie by decision. I think Mackenzie goes all five. This fight goes all 5 rounds, and I think Mackenzie at least wins 3. Personally, on maybe even 4. I think it's going to be a 4-1 or 3-2 victory for Mackenzie, and we're going to have a new champion. And personally, I'm very happy because I wanted Mackenzie Dern. I've been a fan of her for. I've been a fan of Mackenzie Dern when she was competing in jiu-jitsu tournaments, and then when she came over to MMA, I was very excited. She has a good MMA career so far, and now she's fighting for the title. So I'm taking Mackenzie Dern. I think she was a new champion. I think she wins by decision.
Yeah, I got Mackenzie Dern as well. The difference is, I mean, just like I said before, decisions are probably the best route to take in a women's fight. But just kind of how you said in the first one, I'd probably have the same type of uh thing with this one, where it's like, what was the first girl's name in the first fight?
Jacqueline Amarim
Yeah.
versus
Uh,
Mizuki
Remember how I
Ino.
had the decision and you had the submission by her because you
Hmm.
just think she's levels ahead? I kind of feel like that with Mackenzie. And the one thing me and you do know about Mackenzie is like, I feel like the one thing that isn't being talked about this fight is like the star level, right? Where it's
Hmm.
like neither of these women, because I did, has Jandaroba fought for a title?
No,
Did so she ever like she's never
no,
fought in a title fight ever?
no,
And I neither has Mackenzie Dern, I don't believe.
no, not in the UFC.
Um, it just you we talk about this all the time. There's a different like something about fight week, the 5 rounds, like all of it that comes with being a champion. Mackenzie Dern is that. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, as much as like we don't believe she would have beat Wei Lee and all this, but like the reason we've said this for so long is because she is a dog and her work ethic is like no other. She puts in the time, she says the right things, she's good at media. Like, if anybody's gonna be able to handle the pressure of this week and is gonna shine in a good big moment, it's her. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, I don't see like, and I'm not saying that the other girl can't win. It's because it is possible, because they're both good fighters. Like you said, they're not like the top fighter either. So it's like it's not like there's a big skill level difference, but I do think that what we will see is the level of Mackenzie Dern. Like, we might see a different level of Mackenzie Dern in this
Hmm.
fight because she's training a championship camp. And if that's the case, we might see a Mackenzie Dern this fight that may be able to compete with the Wei Lee like we thought back in the day. Like,
Yeah,
if I mean, there's been moments in her career that she kind of like takes her foot off the pedal, you know what I mean? And at this point, I feel like she has every reason to have the foot like 100% down right now. So I like she has every reason to shoot for everything right now. So
yeah.
it's like it definitely just seems like it's her time and her moment. And I think she can win, and the crazy thing to say is I probably will bet her if depending on how she looks, but if she comes out here and starches her, I'm betting her against her whoever she fights the next fight because it just
It's Tatiana.
yeah, just
Oh,
because Tatiana is kinda shown that she is not good in that big moment sometimes, you know? Like, she kinda folds a little bit,
mhm,
and Mackenzie, it's just like I said, it's like we've said the Mamba mentality, we've used it for plenty of other fighters and sports and everything. It's just she has that mentality, man, she
yeah.
really does, you know? And
And the one,
Imma
and the
be
one.
happy to see her be a champion this
I
weekend, I
hope she
am.
win. You don't understand. If she wins, she becomes champion, and she wins this fight, I am gonna be so
Yeah,
happy. I
because even
swear.
after
Like,
this win or lose, she'll always be a champion, so
yeah, like I said, I've always been a big fan of her. And the one thing I know you like, the one thing you do with these fighters, and I do sometimes too, like it's not as because I know you're more on this boat than I am, but I agree with a lot of the times, is the age of these fighters. The last time they fought, Verna was 32 years old. She was in a physical prime of her career, and then Mackenzie beat her in her physical prime of her career at 32. Mackenzie was 26. She was still young. She
yeah.
was showing she was 9-1. She had 9 wins, one loss when she going into that fight against Verna. So she was still young. She wasn't like she was still developing. And Mackenzie never really had that one loss that she needed to, you always say they need to lose in the UFC before they can just make the giant jump. Mackenzie's lost 4 times since that fight. And all those fights, one of them I thought she won. I thought she beat Amanda Lemos. So personally, I thought she won that fight against Amanda Lemos, but they gave it to Amanda Lemos in the decision. But Verna Jandiroba, 37 years old now. She is out of her physical prime. She's older, and yes, she's strong, but like I have to go with the younger fighter too in this one. 32, and now Mackenzie's
I
30,
agree.
just turned 32. She's in her physical prime now, and she beat Verna when Verna was in her physical prime and she was still young, and now she's in her prime. She's a mom. She's a mom now, so she's coming in and she has that mommy strength, as they say. Like they say,
D
how they have daddy
did you
strength.
say the odds on this one?
Oh no, I have not. I was just talking about
Okay.
the fight first. But yeah, now we'll go into the odds. Mackenzie Dern, a minus 155 favorite. Vernon Jandaroba plus 133. Over 4.5 is a minus 135. Under 4.5 is a plus 105. Vernon Jandaroba by knockout plus 1800. Verna by submission plus 450. She will not submit Mackenzie Dern. I'll tell you that right now. And she doesn't knock anybody out, so she's not knocking out Mackenzie Dern. Verna Jandaroba by decision. Probably if you're on the Verna side, that's the best play for you because she's not submitting and she's not knocking out Mackenzie. One thing Mackenzie has a chin. She takes hard shots. The only person to ever knock her out, knock Mackenzie out, was Jessica Andrade, and that's because Andrade hits like a truck, man, and Mackenzie kind of like folded in that fight. Like
Andrade
at
can
that,
knock anybody out,
yeah,
I swear.
Andrade can knock anybody out. So that was the only person that's ever knocked out Mackenzie, and Verna's not does not hit that hard. So you're on the Verna side. The plus 300 is a better spot. Mackenzie by knockout plus 700. I don't see that happening unless it's a ground and pound. I think that's probably the only way. But I think Mackenzie's it's going to probably fish for submissions if she's on the floor. Mackenzie by sub is a plus 250, which that's on the board. Mackenzie can win a sub. Then Mackenzie by decision, how I think she wins the fight is a plus 240. So personally, I think the best way to attack this is already Mackenzie on the money line. It's a minus 155. I don't think she submits Verna because Verna, like I know it's new jiu-jitsu versus old jiu-jitsu, but still Verna, I don't know if Verna's ever been submitted in her career. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, and see, I
Verna's
do. I
net.
think I think Mackenzie submits her, which is
You
funny
think?
because it's like the exact opposite of the first fight, where we're both on the same girl, but like we're both on the opposite sides of the method
Yeah.
of victory, you know,
Hmm.
which I think is
Yeah.
funny, you know.
So
But
yeah,
it's the two ways both of them are like the first fight
mhm.
of the first girl and this girl probably or is gonna win by submission or decision.
Yeah.
It
If
sounds
you
like a good parlay right there, to be
m-
honest. Some women's
Mc-
MMA parlay.
Mackenzie Dern by sub or decision minus 120. So you get the minus 155 down to a minus 120. Honestly, I personally just wouldn't do that just because like what if Mackenzie does ground and pound her? What if she does decide to get on
Yeah, no,
top
I
and she
get you.
starts ground and pound? So I feel like the money line on Mackenzie is probably just the best way to attack this. Like that's probably the best way to
I
attack this.
probably
Just take
would
her on the money
parlay her
line.
with Alice Karov, to be honest.
Yeah, that might be a good spot too. So
That'd probably be my 2 man. I
mhm.
ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so I do believe she wins this fight by decision, but yeah, that's gonna be my pick. We're both on Mackenzie Dern, but Mackenzie Dern, best bet for that fight is going to be her on the money line. Now, guys, next fight, main event. The reason why this card was made in the first place is going to be Tom Aspinall taking on Ciryl Gane. Let's go through the odds first, and then I'll give you guys the pick for it. Tom Aspinall is a minus 370 favorite again going up against Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane's a plus 285. Over 1.5 is the line that's set up. Over 1.5 is a minus 115. Minus 115, it's a pick 'em. The fight to get out of the first round is a let's see this. Fight to get out of the first round is a minus 250. Kind of crazy how you get that from an over 1.5 and a pick 'em into a minus 250 if I get out of the first round. Kind of understand that. Kind of weird. But Tom Aspinall Tom Aspinall by knockout plus 125. Tom Aspinall by submission plus 225. Ciryl Gane by knockout plus five. Oh no, Tom Aspinall by decision plus 850. Ciryl Gane by knockout plus 550. Ciryl Gane by submission plus 2200. Ciryl Gane by decision plus 900. So for this fight, guys, I was going back and forth probably like in the past like 4 days, going back and forth on it. I feel like a lot of people are on Tom Aspinall this week, and I understand it. This guy's been starts with people right away. This guy is arguably the best heavyweight in the world. If you guys do believe he beats John Jones, personally, I don't believe he beats John Jones. I think John Jones beats him, but I see a lot of people all over Aspinall, and I see people saying Aspinall is like a lock of the week this week. I was going back and forth because I like both these guys. I think both of them are very good fighters, but personally, I'm going with Ciryl Gane. I think Ciryl Gane pulls off the upset of the whole entire year. I feel like everybody's counting him out. I think everybody's all over Tom. I think Tom is a new guy. Everyone's like, oh, he's gonna knock out Ciryl Gane easily. I think people are going to the Volkov fight, saying, oh, he lost that fight against Volkov. Personally, I thought the fight was very close. You could argue it either way, but I get under why people were saying Volkov won the fight. But I think people keep going back to that, saying, "Oh yeah, He's gonna knock out Ciryl Gane, or he's gonna take him down, and he's gonna be able to take him down just like John did and submit him." One thing, Tom is not on the level of wrestler John Jones is. John Jones is probably like an arguably top three wrestler in the whole UFC. This guy grew up in wrestling. This guy Daniel Cormier, Daniel Cormier is an Olympic wrestler. He said John Jones could have joined the Olympic team and he would have made it, but he decided to go and fight at a young age. He decided to go and do that instead of join it. So John Jones is a great wrestler. John Jones, I was very high on him against Ciryl Gane. And that fight, I believe Ciryl Gane was just very surprised. I didn't think he expected John to take him down. I think Ciryl came in there thinking, okay, we're going to strike. And John shot a takedown right away, and then it kind of caught him off guard. But ever since that fight, Ciryl has been training nonstop takedown defense. He's been training on his grappling. He said he's been training his grappling for 2.5 years now, just straight grappling. He says he still mixes up his striking because he's already a great striker. This guy was a kickboxing champion, one of the best strikers in the world before he came to the UFC. And then he's been training nonstop takedown defense, nonstop striking. I mean nonstop jiu-jitsu. So I believe he's improved so much. And people keep going back to that one fight. Oh, Francis took him down, which that was in the later rounds. Francis took him down because Ciryl Gane got a little tired in those later rounds. So Francis was able to use that power and take him down. That was 5 years ago. Ciryl Gane guarantee his takedown defense has gotten better. Tom Aspinall, to me, I don't think Tom's going to be able to knock out Ciryl Gane. I think Ciryl Gane has a really good chin. I think Tom hits hard, but at the same time, Ciryl is a very good striker. He's going to have to land that shot first. If you ask me who's a better striker between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane, a pure striker, I'm going to tell you Ciryl Gane is. I think Ciryl Gane is the best striker in this whole entire heavyweight division. So I don't think he's going to be able to outstrike Ciryl Gane personally. I think if Tom is going to win this fight, it's going to have to be in that first round, maybe first round and a half. So if you're on Tom Aspinall, you probably bet him first round, second round submission. I think the only way he wins this fight is if he submits Ciryl Gane. But Ciryl Gane, he's 13-2. If you go and look at his losses, he's never been knocked out in his whole entire career. He's been submitted one time, which was against John Jones. And then he lost a decision victory. I believe that was against Francis Ngannou. That was the only thing. He was this close to beating Francis and becoming the champion, but then Francis has just shot a takedown, which I feel like that kind of surprised him too, because who would have thought Francis would have shot a takedown? Like it caught him so off guard. He was like, "Wait, what's going on?" He got taken down. So, and Francis is just so strong. But personally, I think if this fight, to me, This is a live betting opportunity type of fight. If you're on Tom Aspinall pre-fight, you take Tom Aspinall by inside the distance. Which that I give you guys that Tom Aspinall, but that you probably parlay that with something because if this fight goes to decision, I don't think Aspinall wins it. I think the only way Aspinall wins this fight is inside the distance, probably in that first or second round. That's a minus 280. So if you guys want to go parlay that with something, that if you're high on Aspinall, that's the way he wins this fight. So that's a good parlay piece, but I think if this fight gets out of the first round, you go and bet Ciryl Gane. Because Tom Aspinall's only been out of the first round once in his entire MMA career. He's went to the second round one time, and he finished the fight in the second round about a minute into the second round. Besides that, he's never been out of the first round in like 1 minute. Like he's only 6 minutes is his longest fight time in his whole entire career. And if Ciryl Gane extends him and gets that fight later on, I think that Ciryl Gane puts it on him late, and I think Ciryl Gane knocks him out in that fourth round. I'm saying that fourth or fifth round, Ciryl Gane lands some nasty elbows, keeps that jab out there, and ends up knocking out Tom Aspinall. I'm not super confident on this. I'm not going to come on here, guys, say Ciryl Gane's a lock. He's going to beat Tom Aspinall. But if you're telling me that Aspinall's fighting the best heavyweight in the world right now, besides John Jones, where this guy's been training nonstop takedown defense since John Jones fight, and Aspinall has one method of victory, and that's to win the fight within one round and a quarter. And you're telling me a guy in Ciryl Gane that can go all 5 rounds, that can strike all 5 rounds, where he looked very good in his last fight. I can't remember who he beat. He went out there and not the Volkov fight. His last fight against Sergey Spivak, he landed some nasty elbows on Sergey Spivak in those later rounds. He stopped all of Sergey Spivak's takedowns. And personally, I think Spivak and Tom's wrestling is about the same. I think they're both just about the same good as wrestling, and he stopped all of Sergey Spivak's takedown defense. And Spivak, when he couldn't get him down, Spivak got tired, and then Ciryl Gane put it on him and knocked him out in that second round. So personally, I think Ciryl Gane wins this fight, and I think Ciryl Gane's going to shock the whole world and knock out Tom Aspinall. So give me Sergey. I said Sergey Spivak. I meant Ciryl Gane. I think I think Spivak will not ever be able to knock out Tom Aspinall. But yeah, guys. Not confident in this pick, but if I had to put like a whole giant PRP and like lines of which one's my most confident, this is probably like my second to least confident pick on this whole entire card. But I have to go with Ciryl Gane. If Tom Aspinall wins this fight and he does it in a spectacular fashion again, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to tell you guys he's the best heavyweight in the world. Like, if John Jones is not there, I still believe John Jones can beat him. But if he goes out there and finishes Ciryl Gane in
Well,
that
John
first
Jones
round,
isn't an active fighter.
yeah, he's not an active fighter. So I would come in here and I'll say he's like he is probably pound for pound best fighter, top 3 fighter in the world if he goes out here and finishes Ciryl Gane, because nobody finishes Ciryl Gane besides John Jones, and by a crazy way, which I think John Jones is the best. So yeah, give me Ciryl Gane. I think Ciryl Gane does it by knockout.
I'm on the Tommy Aspinall side. You know this.
Uh-huh.
The thing is, right, is I do like a lot of the stuff you said, because, and this is why I feel the way a lot of people don't about this fight when it comes to Tom Aspinall. A lot of people think he is just going to go in there and just like take him down and finish him real quick like John Jones, or just
Mm-hmm.
starch him. Um, I don't think that. But the difference that I do feel in what you said, right, is um, I honestly feel like Tom Aspinall hasn't been able to show that he has cardio. I do believe he will have it, and I also don't just think that he has the cardio, but the one thing that I have always disliked about Ciryl Gane was his mentality, and the way that at times in fights he tends to like not like, I do think he's the better striker, like you said. I
Mm-hmm.
just don't know if we're gonna see that, because the thing is sometimes Ciryl Gane gets kind of caught looking instead of throwing, right? And is like, the biggest thing about Ciryl Gane is when he wins and when he's winning, he looks really good doing it, because like he is like, what's that old saying, like the nail and the hammer thing, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, right? Like, he's
Yeah.
great at
Some
being the
people. Yeah.
hammer,
Yeah. I get you.
but like when he does face adversity, he doesn't do very well, and he
Mm-hmm.
tends to fold up, and it's been multiple big moments that he's had that it has happened, which is why I would think again somebody like Tom Aspinall, like the thing is to me is I also don't think he just starches him. I think if Tom does finish him, it's going to be in the later rounds. I think we're going to see a little bit more from Tom than what we've seen in his previous fights. I also do think Ciryl Gane is very durable. So I do agree with a lot of what you said, which is why I think it goes to the later. I just think that Tom can win a decision because Cyril is one of those people that I said doesn't throw as much, and when he does, he to me is going to face some type of adversity in this fight.
Mhm.
Like even if it does go to the fifth round, he's going to be tested at some point in those 5 rounds by Tom because Tom throws a lot. He does come forward. He is going to shoot. He is going to make it a interesting fight. You know what I mean? So I feel like Cyril will have some adversity. And if that's the case, then I'm going to be on the Tom side because I feel like as long as he does make Cyril face some type of adversity, he can
Mhm.
win this fight anyway. If it's 5 rounds, if it's by submission or by knocking, that would be the way he knocks out Cyril Gane is by making Cyril Gane fold up. Right,
Mhm.
where it's like you almost just over, like just like you said with John, it's just you kind of like they kind of overpower him, you know, and he tends to be good at being the nail. But when he's the hammer, he's great because just like you said against Spivak, he was able to be the hammer. You know what I mean? He's able to get his game plan going, and when he can get his game plan going and start off slow and jab, he can really get going. You know,
Mhm.
I just don't see that being the case in this fight, which is why I'd be I'm pretty big on Tom this week.
Yeah.
I don't know how to approach it because maybe I don't want to put him in. Maybe I'll do Dern and the first one, the Kazakhstan
Amaranth.
dude.
Oh
What?
no, Maxon.
Yeah, instead, and then do Cyril and Aliskerov, you know,
Mhm.
because those are like my 4 people, you know, that I really like this week, like you said. Or maybe I'll do Dern and the first girl, you know,
Mhm.
but I got to find somebody to parlay with Cyril and
I mean
just like
Tom.
I said, or with Tom. But like I said, I could see Cyril having a chance to win, you know, so I wouldn't want. The other parlays I'd be more confident in, if that makes
Yeah.
sense, you know. Like even Dern at a minus 155, I would put way more money on Dern than I would Tom Aspinall.
Yeah.
And I like Tom Aspinall and I'm a fan of the dude, but it's
And I'm in
just
a big what is it called? I'm the big minority in this pick because I seen me. I follow UFC prediction tracker. I'm like my stuff is on there as well. If you guys are still here watching this later on after his repost, go check out UFC prediction tracker. Robin is always out there. He tracks everybody that's on YouTube for UFC predictions. And I watched this video today. There's only 3 of us that are actually picking Ciryl Gane, and there's only 3 of us. So there's me and 2 other
yeah.
people that are picking him. Everybody else is on Tom Aspinall. So I know and the big pick is Tom Aspinall this week. And I get it, I understand it. I don't know why I have to go with like, my pick. I have to go with what I think because before I've changed up and then a big underdog has hit. But I've had plus 500 underdogs hit
I'm
after I
glad
switched
you
up.
ended up
So
picking him because
uh,
you told me you thought he was gonna beat him too
yeah.
before. Like the original first thing you said was that, you know.
hmm Yeah, so I have to go with Ciryl Gane. I think Ciryl Gane knocks him out in those later rounds. Like I said, to me, it's more of a live betting opportunity. If you're on Tom Aspinall pre-flop, you might as well just bet him. Personally, I think you bet him either first or second round, and then after that, I think Ciryl Gane is live. Like after the first round, round and a half, if that gets past there and Tom doesn't finish him, I think Ciryl Gane is literally live for the win. So
I am
that,
very excited about this fight as well.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure you are too. And
yeah.
you said split on it. It's kind of a hard one to pick. I think um I think this is one that you're not like big fan of either dudes, you know?
No,
Like
I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I like Cyril, but I'm not a big fan of him. And Tom, I'm not a big fan of Tom either. So
yeah,
like,
you weren't a big fan of Tom, but it's like but even with Cyril like you've never really like, backed him super heavy just because, like I said, he never really shows up when the lights matter,
Mhm.
and we're real big on people like that. Like, we
Yeah.
like people that have that type of mentality and fight for your money, and Ciryl Gane just doesn't do that every time. But to
Yeah.
me, like you said, he is the better probably striker in this fight,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think he is a
So
better striker, but
he's
Tom,
really
we'll
good.
see.
He is really, really good. Like,
Yeah,
to be a
so
plus 300 being that really good, I probably would be you if I had him in the beginning, if I had it in my head that Ciryl was gonna win this fight, I wasn't a big Tom Aspinall dude, I'd probably bet Ciryl too, to be
mhm.
honest, at a plus 300 because it should not be that far off. It definitely should be like a minus 200 on Tom, but
Minus
it should not
250.
be. Yeah, that's wild to me. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I said it's kind of hard for me to even find a place to put Tom on my betting slips at all.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to bet him early. Because I told you, personally, in my opinion, I think it goes longer and he
Mhm.
still wins. But so I don't want to bet the earlier thing on him. But like you said, if you are on the Tom spot, that's probably the best way to approach it, or just parlay him with a couple other people. So
Yeah, see Tom round 1 or 2 knockouts a plus 150. Tom Tom by round 1 or 2 submission is a plus 550. So like those are like, and if you guys want like regular round props, Tom Aspinall to win in round 1 is a plus 190. Tom Aspinall to win in round 2 is a plus 325. See the lines I'm liking right now. Ciryl Gane in round 4 plus 3300. Ciryl Gane by round 3 plus 2500. Those are the
Cyril
lines
Gane's
I
never
like.
been knocked out, has he?
No, he's never been
No,
knocked
I
out in
didn't
his
think so.
career. So he has a chin. He's very durable. He's only
No,
been
I
rocked.
know.
He's only been hurt one time, and it wasn't even hurt. It was more of a flash shot, and he got fell, and he got right back up. It was against Tai
To be a
Tuivasa.
100% honest, if I had like gun against my head, have to pick a prediction, like I'm gonna pick Tom by KO. Like I
Yeah,
do think he knocks him out, and that's just a wild shot, you know. But like I said, I have no read on how. I don't really. It's just a hard fight in general. I feel like there's better spots on this card to to make bets, you know.
I will have some money on this, like something very small, nothing crazy, but I will have money on this. Ciryl Gane by knockout in the 3rd or 4th round. I will have something on that. It's something small. It's a plus 2200. I will have something on that because if Ciryl Gane wins this fight, it's
Well,
probably
10
gonna
bucks
be
wins
what.
you 200 or something. So
Yeah, it's like 10 bucks wins you $210.
yeah, why
So
not? If you feel like Cyril's gonna win, you know?
I think third, and 4th round are probably the spots. Like if Tom, I guarantee if Tom gets tired, if Tom, what I'm gonna say right now, if Tom doesn't get him out in that 1st round and can't get him down for some reason, and Ciryl Gane's looking good on the striking after that 1st round, everybody that bet Tom's gonna be sitting there like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, they're gonna be sitting there sweating because like everyone's expecting a 1st round finish. That's what you come accustomed to for Tom Aspinall is a 1st round finish. So yeah, I understand anybody that's on Tom. I do,
I
but
don't think he was lying. Everybody thought he was doing some dry sarcasm, but he
he
said,
said split decision.
I'm gonna win a close split decision. Hey, bro, I could see it. I'm not even lying, bro. I ain't even lying. I could see it.
If it goes to decision and it's close, they're gonna give the fight to Ciryl Gane because he trains out there in Abu Dhabi a lot, and
I, no,
they
no,
love
no.
him.
No, bro. That's
But
illegal.
all right, guys, that is it for UFC 321, our entire breakdown. If you guys are here still watching it after the repost, I appreciate you. You guys rocked with us for a little over 2 hours for UFC 321. We are going to be back. I don't know if Mr. Carter has time for a live watch along this for this Saturday. I don't know. We'll talk
It's
about
gonna
that
be super
after.
early, so
It,
we
7
might.
a.m. So I probably won't be on. I have something to do between 7 a.m. to about 9 a.m. So I won't be on the live watch along until after the first like 3 or 4 fights. Then I'll probably be on here. But I will be doing a live watch along for UFC 321. Also, after tomorrow morning, not tomorrow night. Usually I post it Friday night, but since the fights are Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, I will be posting my video tomorrow morning for Actually, let me see. Tomorrow's Friday. I'll probably will be trying to get it out early for you guys. I'm gonna give my whole entire predictions with my bets in the description, like
Saturday at
always.
7 a.m., right? Is
It's
the
Saturday at
fights?
7
Okay.
a.m. Yes. So I will be posting my video tomorrow morning for you guys with all my bets that are going to be in the description. And like I said, guys, subscribe. UFC 321. We're here breaking it down. We had a bad week last week, but we had like 5 good weeks in a row. So we were due for like a bad
We'll
week.
definitely bounce
Now
back this week. There's some
now
good
we're trying
spots
to
on this
good
card, so.
spots. So I'm going to give you guys my one. I think I have 3 lock of the day plays going into this UFC. I told you guys at the end of this video, I will be giving you guys a lock of the day play for free. So if you guys are watching, you guys are good because you guys are still here watching. You guys can get one of my lock of the day plays for free. And if you guys want the rest of my lock of the day plays for any sport, today we went 3-0 for NBA and football. We cashed out big today for our lock of the day play. So far we're doing really well. So come back all the time, guys, and let's cash out. Lock of the day play for UFC 321. I have 3 of them, but one of them is going to be Walter Walker parlayed with Umar Nurmagomedov and the over 1.5 rounds and Verna Jandaroba and Mackenzie Dern. That comes out to a minus 140. I think that spot is great. I think Umar dominates Mario Batista. I think he wins everywhere. I think Walter Walker can win this fight easily against Sutherland. He's going to take him down and dominate him. And then I told you guys, I think Mackenzie Dern wins a decision. I don't think either of them finish each other. So I do believe at least over 1.5 rounds in a 5-round fight. So I think that hits. I think that's a very good spot. So that's my lock. That's one of my lock of the day plays for UFC 321.
Yeah, that one sounds good. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, sounds like a very good spot. But all right, guys, we are out of here. I will see you guys Saturday morning. I'm gonna go make some videos for soccer, for some NBA tomorrow, for a lot of different things I have coming for you guys tomorrow. Lakers game is tomorrow, so I will be on here again tomorrow night for the
Yeah,
Lakers post
we'll
up.
try to both hop on. Like
Yep, and then I will try to
I
get
was
Mr. Carter
basically the
on here.
last one, but I'll try to hop on with you tomorrow
Yeah,
after the Lakers game so we can hang out and break down the Lakers. Episode 2 should be coming sometime this upcoming
yeah.
week of the Lakers post up. We got After the Snap with the Wager
Hmm.
Zone and Hezi. So make sure and go watch that, guys. If you guys like football, he does soccer every week as well. There's going to be some good soccer picks coming up this weekend. We got basketball this weekend, UFC, and you can
NFL
catch it
football
all
coming
over
Sunday.
here at the Wager Zone. So
Yeah, guys, we do all different types of sports, and like I got
and even a little bit of NASCAR mixed in
we
there,
do
you know.
NASCAR too, but
Woo!
we do NASCAR. It's the playoffs right now, so all the plays are posted on our Lock of the Day plays for NASCAR because it's a playoff, so we don't really break down the whole entire
And
playoffs for
Dodgers
NASCAR.
baseball tomorrow too. World Series coming
Let
up.
me
So
say something
Phil,
right now. In the playoffs, guys, like I said, go get those Lock of the Day plays. For the playoffs, I am 7-0 on baseball Lock of the Day plays. I have not lost a baseball play yet. Tomorrow I have another one out. So let's cash out again, guys. Like I said, Wager Zone. We'll be back tomorrow night for Lakers post game
yeah,
recap.
everyone have a great one. Like
Bye,
and
guys.
subscribe.
See you
Woo!
guys.